Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. We'll be getting started here. Go ahead and take over here, Zoltar.
All right, so we got a few quick announcements as we get going. Sorry for running a bit behind. Got the dab. Love it. Um, we
Well,
do have
now,
some new
seems
redeems,
like
as
you've
our chat has
used your
obviously
last
found
hour.
out. We'll talk a bit about some of those. Very excited. Gerard is running a bit behind because of real life problems. So obviously real life comes first, but he will be here within the next 15-20 minutes. But we're going to go ahead and get started without him. But yeah, DP waifus in the chat. You guys have got your emote. Gunfire's so excited that you guys have this DP
Hey,
waifu
it's
emote.
better than the old
It's
one.
his it's his favorite emote. He had to take the picture like 3 times, but it's
Yep.
fine. We finally got it. We do have some new audio redeems for you guys as well from our Wednesday stream. Sergeant Cheat Clapper, who plays Kilroy in this game, and Pack Pack in the Wednesday game, has recorded his Pack Pack attack line as chat requested. You guys are able to redeem that for 500 points. It's in there as you want. Also, Nilla Gorilla, who played the late Alistair Ray. Give me Nilla's in the chat. Rip Alistair has recorded a fun line for you guys, as you've already heard. You've yeed your last haw. That's a Nilla Gorilla favorite.
Yeah.
So we've got that in the chat, as long as some other fun redeemables for you to add in new stuff as you guys see it. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Make sure you follow if you haven't already, so that way you never miss one of our streams. We definitely appreciate all of you guys being here. I just want to go through a few quick notes before we get started. Some of you might have realized that in our redeemables, we have some new ones, obviously. We've got the vocal ones. We also have a new one for 100 called Inspiration with a question mark. We've realized that we're not giving out a lot of inspiration on our streamed games as DMs, so we want you guys as the chat to help us out with that. If you're not familiar, inspiration is a redeemable that the party can use in order to re-roll a failed roll. Just like that, Demorbid Barbie. So when something really cool happens, or somebody does a really good job role-playing their character, they do something funny, or just something that you like, and you think they should get inspiration, redeem that in the chat, spam it if you want, remind that DM to give them inspiration, and then they'll get it. It's always a suggestion, but it's available for you guys in the chat. It's just another way for you guys to interact with the stream. We do also have our first community challenge up. It did drop last Wednesday, and it does directly affect this game. So we're currently 25% of the way through. We have 17 days left until the end of the month to complete it, and the players are able to, as you just saw, redeem their own points in it. Like Sergeant Cheat Clapper just donated 4,000 total. We need 30,000 total points. We're at 9K right now. And what happens is if we complete this, we'll unlock a special dream for Gerard, and part of all the dreams he's been having. That's all I'm going to say for now. I think it'll be pretty cool. So as part of the redeemables that you can do in the chat, you can also contribute your points to unlock this cool, unique encounter for Gerard. So it should be a lot of fun. Yeah. Make sure, if you haven't already, if you use Discord, make sure you join our Discord. Links in the chat. We do a lot of stuff about the stream in there. If you want to be a part of picking new emotes, if you want to get cool new updates, sometimes we've been known to post stuff directly related to the game and our world in there. If you want to be a part of those decisions and just be able to chat with us directly, make sure you join our Discord if you use Discord. And if you ever miss a stream, of course, we always upload these old VODs to YouTube later in the week. Link to our YouTube there, so that if you ever miss a stream, you don't have to fall behind. You can link it directly on there, and you can subscribe, of course, to us on YouTube. Yes, and some solid Nilla Gorilla in the Discord. So it's a lot of fun. We have a good time.
Yep, there are some pretty good memes in there. So
There are some pretty good memes. I do want to thank our sponsors, of course, our official sponsor, World Anvil, great partner. They're excellent. It's an excellent platform for world building. If you homebrew your worlds, we highly suggest it. Not only does it make it nice and easy for others to view, but it also has excellent prompts for you in order to think of new ideas while you homebrew your own world. And of course, we want to thank our unofficial sponsor, Dr. Pepper.
Unofficial. Unofficial. Make
Yes.
sure that's stressed there. It's an unofficial sponsor for now.
Unofficial. But yeah, so we got great partners that we're working with. Also, make sure you tune in on Wednesday if you do enjoy World Anvil. Our partners over there have given us a 6-month master membership that we're going to raffle away to our followers on Twitch on Wednesday. So make sure you tune in for that. That's going to be pretty fun. Get a chance to enjoy World Anvil for free. So if you're a creator, make sure that you join. We'll be giving that away. I also want to thank our partners over at Hope for TTRPGs. They're a great group of developers, community creators, streamers, D&D artists, writers. Hope over there has built a platform of like 250, 300 plus creators and streamers in her Discord. She's been an excellent partner for us, promoting us. And we do want to thank her. I'm actually just last week became a moderator in that platform. And it's a great group. They are going to be doing a charity stream coming up here on the 27th at 3 p.m. on the DMs Chronicles Twitch page, and let me go ahead and link that in the chat. They're going to be doing it to raise awareness and money for suicide prevention. So it's for a pretty good cause. Make sure you tune in, and if you have the money, donate. But if not, just viewing can go a long way. So let me put that in the chat. Like I said, that'll be on the 27th, raising awareness for suicide prevention. With that, let me see if we have any other announcements. We've obviously got new emotes, as the chat has already found. Also, as you look in some of the more familiar redeemables that you've seen, such as the Barbarian Helmet, Infernal, and Holy Divine Intervention, a lot of the prices have changed. Some have been most have been lowered to make them easier for you guys to redeem. Some of them have been raised, so it just depends, but make sure you go through and review. Big Banger, what happens if we don't meet the special Dream Challenge? We'll see. We'll see how close we get. We still have 2 more weeks. If we don't hit it, yes, if we don't meet it, we'll get our coins back. You will get your coins back. If we're close, I might extend it. We'll see how close we can get. This is our first one, so we weren't really sure how to price it. With that being said, I don't think we have any other announcements, so we'll go ahead and get started. Continuing on with episode 31 of Ruins of the Old World. I'm sorry, Fall of Illidion, Ruins of the Old World's on Wednesday.
Ha! Shameless self-promote right there. Just throw that in there for me.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I didn't do it on purpose, I promise. But yeah, let's get into it. So last time, our heroes continued their investigations through Emberfall. Kilroy and Gerard spent a significant amount of time speaking to Alcaz, of Jonah, and various other groups, attempting to discover all that they could about Gerard's dreams. Alistair went off on his own, wandering outside of the walls, first meeting with Ashley Domnus and then going north to his home. While Tagric, of course, returned back to the palace to speak with the Duke. They each did their thing, Gerard and Kilroy doing quite a bit of examination before eventually heading back to Emberfall Academy, where they examined Gerard overnight, Kilroy and Alcaz in a car. Tagric spent some time speaking with the Duke, updating him on what had happened, while Alistair, of course, went up north. And as we all know what happened last week, got himself into a bit of trouble after learning that his brother had gotten his home tied up in court proceedings. As he visited his orphanage, realized that tragedy had struck there as Elaine and Sarah had been taken hostage, and he was captured. Alistair tried to fight his way out of the trap, striving forward, killing some of the ones that had captured him after he awoke deep underground in some sort of building or sewer. He tried to save Elaine and Sarah before coming out surrounded by over 15 different brutal thugs, archers, and his brother sitting in the back with a cruel grin. Alistair refused to give up, however, and fell, littered with arrows, falling in front of his longtime friend. She was his maid, but also his friend, and Sarah, the girl that he had personally saved from the shattered ruins of Illidion.
Rip. Get some F's in the chat, guys.
F's in the chat. Nilla's in the chat for
Sarah is the legendary one.
Yes, the players are convinced that because Sarah is in both the Monday and the Wednesday, she's been in the Wednesday and the Sunday game, that she is the chosen one. So,
I mean, if they one day we'll go over the entire backstory we have for Sarah so far, and
Yeah,
we'll all agree.
Yes, they've argued several times about who's going to get to play Sarah when she comes of age.
Heck yeah, man. So,
Yeah, you guys will play her just to die in level 3, but it's fine.
I mean, quit killing us.
As the rest of our party continued on, unaware of Alistair's demise, Kilroy and Alcaz found nothing wrong with Gerard, getting not a hint of magic and no dreams. As they met up at the palace, spoke a bit with Alexander, and then they went off on their separate ways to try to investigate this supposed auction that's going on within the city, where someone is auctioning off a piece of the crown of Emberfall, which was lost 17 years ago when Balthazar and Zenithar Blake fell during the calamity. Togric did a bit of interaction with Leoric von Karstil, where he gained a invitation to this auction. The rest of our companions are heading down to the same sleeping inn as we rejoin them, with Togric walking down from the upper steps, having just gotten this tad bit of information and this invitation to this auction in Greyside from Leoric, also having been told to speak with a Korgruz in the lower part of the Sleeping Giant Inn, who is an affiliate of the I almost said the Swallows, just like you, the Sparrows. We might have a bit more information as we rejoin you, Togric, walking down the stairs into the lower part of the Sleeping Giant Inn. A low murmur fills the tavern as people bustling around with their drinks, beer sloshing over the edge, but not quite the dull roar that you're used to at this point in the evening in some of these places.
And yes, Barbie, I am currently glitching. I was the idiot who decided to wear a color the same shirt as my chair, which is really messing up our camera software. I'll probably fix that on our first break, or if it gets too obnoxious. So I kind of head down into the bar, and I'm looking around, specifically looking for an orc at the moment, who may be here, he might not, but I did remember getting that name from the orc, Korgruz.
Alright, roll me a perception check.
Alright. Can do. I'm so sad I don't get to use, like, actual physical dice. I'm back to rolling on... I'm on a system I'm convinced is out to get us. We all seem to roll really, really terrible in Foundry, so...
Anything is possible with real dice. 10 and low is very possible with Foundry dice.
Actually, I need to talk smack on Foundry more, because it just gave me a 16 plus 12, puts me at 28.
28. So as you view the area, you see several orcs. Your first pass, none of them matching the description of the one that you had, the one that you had gotten from Leoric. But as you look in the back corner, seemingly obscured by smoky haze, you will see an orc sitting in the back, his hood up over his head, a scar running down his cheek onto his neck, fitting the description that you were given. A hard look as he puffs on a pipe, leaning back with a tankard sitting on the table next to him. You see maybe a human female, very poorly clad, kind of come over and speak to him before running out of the door. For the most part, he's alone at his table.
So I'll settle up near the bar, away from his table, but where he's in viewing range for the time being, and
Okay.
I'll set a few copper coins, worms on the bar and get a drink.
Okay. As Martel kind of slides over to you, his typical blue sash swaying in the wind. So, what can I get for you today, friend?
Something light to start. I'm gonna be busy tonight.
A bit of wine?
Not that light. Still a dwarf.
Ale, then, as he takes your coins and slides a tankard across. Haven't seen you here in a few weeks. What brings you back?
Selling some information I gathered, I guess. Why does anyone come here besides for fees, I suppose?
Hey, the ale's not that bad. The food's rather good.
Uh, we have a redeemed name and NPC.
Okay.
Steve's Bubbles. So, uh, yeah, well, business keeps taking me all over the place. Don't have a lot of time to pick a usual hangout. So, why? You miss me? I give him a ugly grin.
Oh, I always miss all of my guests as it gives you a wink when they're not spending coin in my bar.
That sounds more like you.
No, really, what brings you back in town?
Well, things outside have been getting pretty bad. Outside the wall, that is.
Inside the wall, they're not that great either. And the food scarcity, it's ridiculous. You would think that the damned Duke and his so-called council could plan better.
Yeah, I'd say much the same. Remembering that in that meeting I said exactly the same. Then again, not every day you expect demons to come out of nowhere and ruin all your food stores. So,
They hit Hightown. I don't feel bad.
yeah, although a lot less of them came back after Hightown got hit, which doesn't bode well for tax season.
Fair enough. Somehow I think the nobles will manage to get their fill.
Something tells me you're right. And while I'm having this conversation, I kind of keep looking out of the corner of my eye at who I'm assuming at this point is Corgruz, seeing if he has more people coming and going.
Roll me another perception.
Right? Perception. Sorry about the delay here. Okay. 13. That's a critical fail. Okay.
All right.
Huh.
Inspiration. The
Oh,
inspiration.
do we even have any? I don't think we do.
You have
The
two
morbid
for this
Barbie
game.
just gave us one.
That's so. Remember when they use that's to suggest to give inspiration. But you guys do have
yeah.
two for this
forgot.
game, and we can use one.
Yeah, why not?
Uh,
Nobody else is here to tell me no. Alright, 15.
That's fair. As you look out of the corner of your eye, he seems to be still sitting over there, not really talking to anyone else. But you do see he kind of slips his hand inside of his upper jacket and seems to almost look like he's scratching his shoulder for a bit. Inside of his jacket, it's a weird move.
Okay. So I look around at the rest of the bar to see if that's a signal of some kind. Or if
Alright.
he's making weird moves, I guess.
As you look around the rest of the bar, it doesn't really seem like anybody else is reacting. You don't see any additional movement. It doesn't look to be a signal as far as you can tell.
And now to myself, I'm trying to recall exactly why I had wanted to reach out or investigate the sparrows. I was going to say swallows again. The sparrows. I believe it's because they were getting more and more radical lately, right? They were causing some problems to the nobles in town.
Yeah, you were a bit concerned about, in addition to looking into the auction, you had also been asked to look into the disappearance of Duke Jensen Garrett's
That's
son.
right.
And they are very popular amongst the poor, and you thought that they might have some information, if either maybe they had done it themselves, or if not, that they might know whomever amongst the refugees had done it.
That's right. Okay, thank you for the reminder. Sorry about that.
I got you.
So I'll put a few more copper coins on the table to grab 2 drinks. I'm sure I'll catch up with you later. I have someone more interesting to talk to. Some offense intended. So I'll snag the 2 mugs and head over to Corgru's.
All right. As you head over to the orc, he's just kind of sitting here, puffing on his pipe, leaning back. He takes a long drag, kind of blowing it in your direction as you approach, eyeing you, looking you up and down. You can tell he's sizing you up.
So I slide a drink over the table with a little more force than strictly necessary. And sit down and say, "Got a minute?" in Orcish.
He gives you a quick surprised look before looking back. I might. Depends on what we're going to use the minute for.
I'm looking for a kid who went missing recently. I figured you've always been there for the people. You and your friends. Let's call it.
I've got a lot of friends. Whomever do you mean?
Those who seem to flutter about. Stressing the word a little bit. Describe Orcish? No. Do the accent? No.
It's very guttural. A series of low grunts and sling together words. As it kind of looks over to you, and who might be asking?
Let's see. Do I know a concerned citizen?
Concerned citizen. Concerned citizens are important, especially to such a vibrant and wondrous city. The question, of course, is always whose concerns are on the top of your mind. As now he's responding back in Marcher.
Okay, so I'll pick up the Marcher without any lost time there. A friend of mine, he has a soft spot for kids. You might have heard of him. Alistair Ray runs an orphanage in town.
I think I've heard of him before. Isn't that Otello's boy?
That's him. Shame what happened to Otello.
Okay, roll me a charisma check. Just flat charisma.
Are you sure?
Yes! Yes, I am sure.
Alright, well, Togrick's definitely charismatic. It's gonna be fine.
Do it.
7. Yeah, that went about as expected. 7.
As he kind of looks you up and down. Sure, you know. What message would you want to convey?
Message?
Why don't you tell me what you want, and I'll tell you if it's important. As he once again kind of puts his hand into his shirt, and you realize he's kind of stretching down into his jacket now that you're closer, seemingly scratching at his side.
You have a wound, don't you? Or a rash.
No, as you hear a as this bright red and lined black and yellow snake seemingly winds its way across his chest, looking at you for just a moment before it slides down the other side of his coat. That's Bubbles.
Ah. Nice to meet. As I'm looking a little bit closer, her? Not really all that perturbed, considering I've seen shadow snakes.
Her.
Which are much
That's
worse.
right. Do you have knowledge? Do you have knowledge nature?
I don't believe so, unfortunately. I'm not particularly well learned. Yeah, no, I do not.
All right, so you have no idea what this snake is. Is he kind of this? He's a good friend of mine.
Ah. Well, and I kind of reach out. Is it in the jacket, or is it peeking its head out at me right now?
No, at this point, it slid out from like almost like underneath his coat, across his chest, and then down the other side of his jacket. So now it's underneath the jacket again, but this time on the left side.
Hmm.
As he kind of reaches out and grabs a bit of the raw meat that you realize now is sitting on the table and slides it down his jacket.
Ah, brave. Having one of those so close. Is
Me
it
and Bubbles
bright
have been
colored
friends
or
for a long
dull?
time. Very brightly colored. And
Considering
you are intelligent enough
Yep.
to know the rules about brightly colored
I
reptiles.
fought in the jungles, man. Bright colored reptiles are a big no-go. Enough poison in that thing to kill everyone in this tavern. And cock an eyebrow. Not exactly what I was expecting
It's
from a
highly
sparrow.
poisonous. Well, it depends on what you do. You've just gotta know how to utilize it. Bubbles poison here doesn't kill you quick. It takes its time, but you've got the antidote. You can get to it in time. I'm sorry, that's not really relevant anyway. Why did you want to meet our flighty friends?
I think they might know where the boy was taken, or might have some idea. I've been out of town for a few weeks now. Family matters, so I'm hoping to pick up the trail.
Come on now. Do our flighty friends really seem like the kind to hurt innocent children?
Some people wouldn't necessarily consider the kid innocent given his birth circumstance. As I look for any flash of recognition on his face or anything.
He kind of looks around for a moment. Back and forth. Roll me persuasion.
I don't do good when I can't scare people into doing stuff I need them to do. Alright, persuasion you said?
Yes.
Okay. Oh wait, I put a lot of points into this, never mind. Mixing up my characters. 17.
17. All right. So as you go ahead and you're trying to talk to him, he looks around for a moment, taking a long look at the other side of the room before he turns into you. You're right. The sparrows wouldn't have anything to do with disappearing a child. It's not our lane. The dragon, on the other hand,
I heard they were in town.
they've always been in town. But one of the mouths of the dragon is in town. That bodes well for no one.
Are you saying what I think you're saying? Or
I'm
are
not
you
saying
just
anything.
speculating?
I'm just saying, our friends over there with the dragon, if I had to guess, they're the ones that would be involved.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll insight here, because I don't
Go ahead.
know if he's being perfectly honest with me. Or if he's just trying to pin it on somebody else, which is a believable organization to pin it on. 22.
He seems to be telling the truth, as far as you can tell. As I pull up my dice. But yes, he seems to be telling the truth as far as you can tell. Or at least what he believes to be the truth.
Can I ask you to, hypothetically, put out some feelers? He's a kid, maybe 6 or 7.
I know the one you're speaking of. I can ask around for sure and see what I find out.
I appreciate it, Gorgers. And,
You'll be staying here.
yeah. Yeah, I can do that. And if you hear anything, let me know. I'll owe you a favor. Which is,
Can do.
big for me.
All right. As you guys end your conversation, at this point, we are going to take a 2-minute break, just a 2-minute break. Since Gerard is back, we're going to get him set up, and then we'll be right back, okay? Just a quick 2-minute break.
See you guys in just a minute here. Hey guys, we are back. Sorry about that. And now I have shoulders again. We're good.
Woo! And we have Gerard with us. And Dean, who's now decided that he doesn't love me anymore, but it's fine.
Fair enough.
All right, as we get back into it, as as Togric, you finish your conversation with Torgruz as he kind of stands up, downing his tankard. Well, I'm gonna go ask some questions as I'll see you around. As he kind of rearranges the inside of his coat before standing up to walk towards the door. As he opens the door and walks out, you see Gerard and Kilroy walking in.
And I kind of wave, try to distract them from Corgrus.
As you guys walk in, the bar is busy at this point. It's a bit of a low murmur. This bar is, you've been here before. It's never quite as loud as most other bars on the waterfront of Emberfall, but still, it's still full. People are sitting in here. There's not a lot of loud drinking songs going, and you don't see any games being played. Instead, the place is kind of filled with smoke on the lower floor. people sitting in their corners and in tables speaking in low tones. The top, of course, cordoned off, guarded by a very large orc at the bottom of the stairs. You don't see Leoric sitting back on his couch as you normally do. But you do see Togric sitting in a very smoke-filled corner, kind of waving at you guys. from the
And
corner
while
of
I'm
the room.
waving at them, I'm kind of waving smoke like, get out of my face.
I think he's over there, Gerard.
Yeah.
Lose him in the clouds.
Yeah, let's move over there and go talk to him.
Yep.
All right. And you guys approach and get settled in your seats. Very quickly, a young lad, maybe no more than 14, human with very thin blonde hair, walks over. Can I get you, gentlemen, anything, sis?
No, thank you.
Just an ale.
Just
Keep him come.
All right, an ale for you, and nothing for you, my fine sir.
No,
Anything
thank
to
you.
eat? Maybe you're hungry.
Yeah, I'll take some food actually.
Not a problem. We've got a great stew on the menu today. Comes with some bread. Stews for the round?
Sure.
Not a problem. As he walks away. A few moments pass as you guys kind of get reacclimated and try to get the massive clouds of smoke out of your face that Korgruz had been building up in his little corner before eventually he comes back, setting a hearty beef stew in front of each one of you guys with a big chunk of bread to dip in it, setting an ale in front of you, Gerard. All right, sirs. That'll be 4 worms from you, and then 8 worms from the both of you, sirs. Which is actually pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Slide him over.
Hand him over.
And for the record, just to clarify for chat, we are not handing him like wriggling worms that we use as currency. It's worm like the lesser kind of draconic creature. That's how our currency is named, in case we needed that clarified.
Yeah, we refer to as copper as worms, silvers as drakes, and gold as dragons. We've also done a big economy rework of our world. A lot of people claim that D&D economy doesn't make sense. We made it make sense. So if you're interested to learn more about that, join our Discord, and we'll share that with you so that way you can use it too.
Right. So, did you guys find out anything? Or was I doing all this work myself?
We found absolutely nothing.
Fairly par for the course. As I take a quick drink. I might have a few things. First of which is this, as I kind of untuck an envelope from my vest here, behind my armor, as it's got the fancy swirl on it for this auction. Got an invitation to the auction for the symbol of power, as I'm looking around in case anyone's watching. And best a few friends of mine could tell us is that the boy might have been taken by the Black Dragon. Not a creature, just the organization, which he might have had a better chance with an actual dragon.
The mouth guy?
Yeah. There's a member of one of the mouths of the dragon is currently in Emberfall, so we'll have to be careful snipping around. And I have no idea who's going to go to the auction. You're too shiny and well known, as I point to Gerard. You're a Professor Emeritus who's been to the Emberfall Academy twice, so maybe? But you're a renowned-ish artifact scholar. And I probably can't go. Just kind of breeze over that. And Alistair's a bull in a china shop, so I have no idea who's going to be using this envelope, but at least we have it.
I may be able to ask Alcaz for a favor. Maybe he could turn you or me and like use disguise on one of us.
I think you'd probably be better off with a mundane disguise. Something tells me they'll have something up that will ruin enchantments when you pass through. That'd be pretty awkward. That's relatively standard fare. I've seen it before.
Fair enough. Didn't think about that.
Sorry, just read the chat. Jeez.
I love our chat.
Um,
So you guys are sitting here trying to figure out how you're going to utilize this new invitation that you've gotten to infiltrate this auction and procure the crown of Emberfall. The only problem being, of course, that you've been told that it's in Grayside, and where? In the basement of a prominent mansion. But how to infiltrate it and what it's going to look like when it gets in there, you guys, of course, have to discuss and figure out amongst yourselves whether you do that here or elsewhere.
Sorry. I was a bit late on dinner today. We might want to save that kind of talk for somewhere not literally the primary base of an information salesman. So,
Where are we going then?
mm,
Back to the palace or to Alistair's?
do we want Alistair to know about this?
Probably not.
I'm sure he's still working out the legal trouble with his brother-in-law? Stepbrother? Still not sure how that goes. But, once we hash out an actual plan, we'll bring it up for him because, we might need someone to knock a few heads. I go back to my drink for a minute.
Yeah, he'd be the person to do that. However, he did say he didn't want me at his house, so I'm okay with that.
Alright, so the palace then?
Yep, sounds good to me.
All right.
Alright, well, finish your stew then, gentlemen. As I just lean back and kind of look around.
I mean, I'll probably sit here for more than just one drink tonight, guys.
You can drink in the palace. As I look at you kind of worried.
I don't know. I'm already here, though.
You'll come along after, or you'll be sleeping on the road. I'll be heading out after Kilroy finishes his stew. You can join us, or you can wallow.
I mean, you guys gonna let me sleep alone tonight?
I am not.
I'll let you sleep alone. Doesn't bother me. The dreams aren't escalating.
I'm starting to feel your eyes in my sleep.
Those are the eyes in the back of my head. I can't turn those off. I'm sorry. But if you can feel my eyes, you should definitely hear me snoring.
I mean, that's what is weird. I can feel your eyes, but I'm on a different plane. I'm not even here.
I have great vision, as I point to my blind eyeball.
As he's making the joke, I down my drink.
So you're still a bit down in the dumps then? Downs his drink in real life.
As I call out, can I have another?
As the boy quickly runs over, another ale, sir, as he throws it right in front of you. Would we be starting a tab today? I can just keep a running total.
I just throw him a drink. Just tell me when you need another.
I can do that, sir. Thank you. Thank you. As he runs off.
Bruh. Bruh. So, you are buying 100 worms worth of drinks. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow morning when you're hungover.
That was the plan.
I'll see him in 3 days when he wakes up.
Yeah. Alright, well. A lot of places to be, and we might even be able to, instead of talking to Alcaz about this, we might be able to talk to Duke. But I have to, as I recall what Alistair used to call my group, I'll have to go pay a visit to the sewer club. So, if you'll excuse me.
All right. So, if I understand this right, Togric, you're standing up and going down into the sewers to visit your companions within the sanctum, while Gerard, you're staying here and getting piss drunk. Kilroy, are you staying with him, or are you doing something else?
I'm off in the corner just watching him. I'm still sitting at the table, but like at the corner of the table, just sitting here doing my own thing, watching him.
Off in
reading
the
books
corner
every
is a
once in while.
mindset, not a physical location. You're
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Axe. As
Reading books, watching him every once in a while, going back to books.
as Togric, you get up and leave. Gerard, why don't you go ahead and give me a fortitude save? Kilroy, will you be joining him in drinking this evening?
No, I gotta stay sharp.
Paladin
enough.
gonna be here all night and still not be drunk by the end of it. That's the worst and most annoying part. Stupid fortitude saves.
You know, Kilroy, I'd really appreciate it if you'd had a drink with me.
All right, just one.
Okay.
All right.
Bartender.
As the bartender comes over quickly, another one for you. As you walk over, he walks over. I mean, he already has the mug in his hand.
No. My friend, Kilroy, he wants one. He's small. I want the biggest one you have. He said just one.
Can do. Disappears for a second, and then he comes back. He's got like this wooden bucket in his hand. It's like a 5-gallon bucket that he's just puts in front of you. Is filled with ale.
I'm not doing that.
Drink as much as you can, I guess.
You did say one. So technically.
All right, Bella. Make sure we both get back.
All right. As he just throws back this 5-gallon bucket, just glug, 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 glug. Give me that fortitude save.
The Quetzal Tamer.
26.
26? Wow, that's pretty good for the tiny one. Alright.
Take your inspiration, Gerard.
Thank you.
Good little break. I like it.
All right.
As I sit there and continue to drink.
All right. As you guys are sitting back here drinking, having a good time, what was your fortitude save? Let's see. Oh, holy shit. You got a 26. I didn't expect that from our conjurer. This very elaborate, dashing figure walks in. The best you can tell, he appears to be a half-elf of some kind, with this long, flamboyant hat coming, sloping. His hair slopes down the back, well carved. As he's got this lumbering hulk of a man behind him with 2 cages as they walk in. You can tell this man definitely does not belong here. Not in this small bar, smoky and shady. He just immediately seems out of place as he stands up on the table in the center, standing up right in front of people who are sitting there as they kind of sit back and look aghast at him like, who the fuck are you to stand up on our table? He goes, "Come one, come all, come forward, my wonderful denizens and drinkers and laborers. Come forward and watch our magnificent display. I, the magnificent Rodane, also known as the Quetzal Tamer, will show you a magnificent show and ease your worries away." As he just goes into this long, elaborate spiel, as this hulking, like, ugly man who's got this, like, long hood up just sets down these crates in front of him as the Quetzal Tamer goes down and pulls out this elongated rodent. It almost looks like a ferret, except it's pitch black and with white stripes. May I present the Quetzal? As everybody's just looking at him and, like, nobody... There's, like, a few, like... mixture of claps from the back, but really everybody's just looking at this man stunned.
As I look over to Kilroy, on second thought, as I look down at his 5-gallon bucket. You gonna finish that?
No.
As I down the bucket.
Alright. As you throw back the bucket, give me 3 fortitude saves.
Can do.
All yours, buddy. I don't want it.
I believe I started drinking it before you answered.
I mean, that's fine. I'm a small man. I'm a little drunk.
Alright. Holy sh... So your crit on the third one and your 35 total save will prevent your fail on the second one as you're throwing them back. At this point, just for the sake of reason, you're starting to feel it a little bit in terms of like you're feeling good, but you're not drunk yet. Okay?
Your stomach's full, though.
Yeah, throwing them back as this man's come forward and watch the magic of the Quetzal as he has this ferret who he throws up this Quetzal creature that I should say that looks like a ferret as it rolls up in this ball before spreading out, its body almost spreading like a flying squirrel as it floats to the ground and it disappears in a flash of smoke before reappearing above his shoulder.
Yeah, so I stand up, I toss the bucket over my shoulder, and I tell Kilroy, maybe Tagok was right. Maybe I'll have better luck drinking at the palace.
Yeah, point, we should get out of here.
All right, as you guys stand up to leave, a few people clap, just a sporadic bits of clap, as some people throw coins at him. One from the back, just like pulled together, just wings it at him as it nails him in the side of the head. Get out of here! We don't want that here! As somebody like slaps him over, he's like, it's okay, it's okay. As you guys walk out of the bar, he continues his display. As you leave the bar, we're gonna come over to Togric.
Grumble,
Togric,
grumble, disposable shoes, grumble, grumble.
Yes, as you make your way through, winding through the alleys of the harbor district, smelling the salt of the spray coming from the inner sea. Even in this late hour, as darkness has fallen, the place is still bustling with activity. People offloading cargo and supplies from these ships and preparing for voyages in the morning. You cut back through before quickly making your way to a sewer entrance on the exterior of the wall into Emberfall. Walking down underneath, putting on your disposable shoes. You wade your way through the shit and the muck underneath the city, making your way to the sanctum.
Just whispering a mantra to myself, we're gonna have a castle. We're gonna have a castle. We're gonna have a castle. As I take the bends around towards the sanctuary.
You continue winding your way through, and it takes you, since you're already on the southern part, it only takes you about an hour to make your way through before you find the false pump, pressing the button that leads you into the sanctum of the Path of Dusk, the Order of Death Knights that operates beneath the city.
Swap your dice, DM.
So, as I always, for the chat, I'm swapping out my very nice dwarfen metal die for...
Show them your
a
dice
red metal
box.
die.
Show them your dice box.
Oh, yes! Gunfire got this for me for Christmas. It's a very nice box. It's a wooden chest, and I broke some of the teeth on the inside, but it's actually a mimic. Very cool, and it holds your dice inside. So it's very nice.
Makes it look more real, it's fine.
Yes. Gunfire's waiting for me to drop this on the map on one of our home games on Sunday and make them fight a mimic this big.
Yep.
So.
I'm waiting.
So, as you, once again, as I said before, you pull open the, it is a great chest. You pull open the false entrance, coming down into the sanctum. The keeper, Rowan Whitethorn, as always, the beautiful elf with his white spiked hair and his shadow mark coming down, growing across his face, almost like a tattoo, like a dragon tattoo swirling around, coming down his neck. It greets you. Hey! Brother Togric, welcome.
Keeper? Grandmaster around?
I think he's back in his office, actually. I know he said he had a bit of studying to do. Um, he should be back there if you need him. Is there anything I can help you with? You look troubled.
Just everything with Vythe has me on edge.
I understand. I know he met with Daru last night, so
It's close then.
it is. They put him in a stasis field in the basement while they do the normal rites to see if they can lower it again this time and get him a few weeks.
He's already been through that a few times. It's not.
It
Let's
works.
hope.
It's less and less effective each time.
I'll have to break the Grandmaster's peace. Excuse me, Keeper. So, start walking over
Alright.
to his study.
As you wind your way back, walking back to his study, as he's sitting there once again, is the same as you saw him on last week's stream. Joros Vosh, the Grandmaster of the Path of Dusk, his katana sitting up on a raised platform behind him as he sits surrounded by a very long manuscript. Maybe like 3 feet long that he's got rolled up as he's reading down near the bottom. He's like his brow is furrowed and he's just kind of rubbing his forehead, reading by candlelight.
So I'll rap lightly on the metal door. Bless you. I'll bless you. I'll and may I enter?
Yes, come in, Tigric.
I understand Vythe is going through the purge.
Yes, we'll try to see if we can remove some of the corruption within him to stop the change before it happens. He's been through it a few times, so we'll see if it works before we take more drastic measures.
I think, as I let out a pretty heavy sigh, I think we both know it's not going to work this time.
We'll see. We'll see. Lord Daru has attended to it himself. If anybody can do it, it's our Lord.
About that, I know you're already aware, but Alexander feels like he owes me a few favors.
Certainly he does. He owes all of us a few favors. It'd be nice, though, if those favors didn't include this 3-meter long scroll of a contract about our new citadel. But he certainly does owe us quite a bit, but especially you, Tigric.
To that end, I inquired a bit on, as I, trail off. You saw him on the night of the attack, drawing in unbelievable amounts of magic, shadow or otherwise, that night.
I did. It was a formidable sight.
I discussed if there was any backlash, as we would expect, with common sense for there to be something like that, and nothing. He burns it as fuel like any other kind of magic.
Well, I guess at its base, magic is magic regardless of the source. A conduit, an adult conduit is rare enough. One with his capabilities, almost uncharted.
And to that end, if he's able to absorb corruption, and Vythe is a foregone conclusion,
I follow your line of thinking.
it might be the alternative I've wanted all these years. We've lost a few members, and recruitment's not exactly up, Grandmaster.
That could work. I mean, we don't know what the long-term effects of that much shadow corruption would be on the Duke, but as he kind of looks around, to be honest, I don't give a fuck.
And to be blunt, at least as far as we know, this isn't the first time he's made corruption in that volume. He's fine.
I mean, in the long run, it's got to have some kind of effect on him, but if we can save our people to fight for even another 5 years, I mean, imagine the effect that would have on our numbers or even our recruitment.
If it's
Selective enough as it is.
a guaranteed death sentence within a short frame of time, I know it affects everyone differently, but it seems like lately it takes less and less time to get to the critical point. So,
Things have become more and more dangerous, and more. We've been required to use our powers more and more often. I'll speak with Lord Daru about this. Your idea has merit.
and when he says we've been using him more and more often, I scratch the impalement scar on under my armor.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Grandmaster. And Alexander's already on board. I just needed to convince you.
Well, you've convinced me. Let me speak with Lord Daru and see his thoughts. But I don't foresee any complications. This might actually make a difference.
For once. I thought you'd shoot me down again.
I'm. Things seem dark for us all, especially as we near the change of a brother. I appreciate you, Tagric, not giving up hope. Sometimes it's nice for us old bastards to remember that.
Yeah. Besides, as I stand up, nod my head to the Grandmaster. I owe Vythe a favor, and it wouldn't be right, him save my father and die right after. Grandmaster? And,
Brother Tagric?
do you expect Vythe's procedure will be over in the morning?
I doubt we'll be able to arrange it that fast with the Duke. We'll have to. I mean, obviously, we're not going to bring the Duke down here, and we'll have to safely transport Vythe there. We'll work it out with him, but I doubt it happens as soon as the morning, especially considering the hour.
See, I meant his current purging. I'd like to speak to him when I can.
For right now, until we're able to lower his corruption, we're going to keep him in the stasis field. Until either we can move him, I guess now, to meet up with the Duke, or until we decide to take next steps if that doesn't work. It's that time.
I see. Alright then. If you need someone for the transport, just say so.
Of course.
Yes, sir. And I'll step out, and literally the moment the door closes, I pull a Kilroy and damn near click my heels. As soon as
Kilroy,
we get
give me
out
your
of there.
best. Give me your best gnome laugh.
Put him on the spot. He doesn't know how to do it now.
Yeah, I don't know how to do a gnome laugh.
Weak sauce. Continuing on with Tagric.
Before, regaining my composure and looking at the keeper, you saw nothing.
But I don't know what you mean. As you walk
And
out.
as I walk out, I put one black flamed hand on his shoulder, and if Salone hears about it, you won't have a pair of clean shoes. Are we clear?
Sloane's still in prison. Believe me, he's not hearing about anything right now.
Perfect. Vythe might have a chance yet. And with that, I step out and, try to get back above ground so I can go to sleep in not sewer land.
As you walk out, this is our normal place where we take a break. Obviously, we did start a little late today, and we obviously took a small break when Gerard joined in. So we're not going to take our normal 10-minute break. Let's say 8 minutes. We'll be back at 55 after the hour. So about 8 minutes, and then we'll be back on live for you guys, okay?
See you guys here in just a few. We should still be in the chat, though,
And
or at least one of us. So go ahead and answer any questions.
We'll still be in the chat if you have any questions. And make sure if you haven't already, you smash that follow button so you don't miss any of our streams.
See you guys here in a few.
NANI?!
Alright, everybody, we are back. Thanks for your patience while we took our little break there. And figured out some of the little soundbite problems. Apparently the Nani one is bugged, so we'll work on that. But the other one should be working fine now.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out the audio. You guys can't redeem them if we're not active, is what we figured out. So, all right. With that being said, we're gonna come back together and continue on gallant adventures in the city of Emberfall. As Kilroy and Gerard, you guys have just crept in to the crept out of the bar, leaving behind this Quetzal tamer. As you walk out through the harbor district, is there anywhere specific you're going, or
Back to the palace.
You know,
Oh.
he said my shield would be here, right?
he did say he would mail it to you?
How long was that supposed to take again?
And my turtle shell.
Why don't you roll me an intelligence check with disadvantage?
While you're, this is the time to think of it while you're intoxicated. But what's wrong with my shield, huh? Not good enough for you? Blocks damage just the same.
It's not my shield.
I see how it is.
I'm also curious of this because he said he was going to be sending me the turtle shell for Bella.
Oh, you got scammed.
All right. Let's see. What's your result here on that roll with disadvantage? A big fat 8. Is you're pretty sure it was supposed to be here yesterday? Like what? Why do you not have your shield yet?
Why don't I have my shield yet? Where do I get it from again?
Where do I get it from again? Uh-oh, you're shieldless forever.
You were supposed to pick it up at the Marcher Express, the mail service that goes in between the Northern Free Marches, which is actually in the Harbor District, not that far from where you are, oddly enough.
Oh, no intelligence roll for that one. Perfect.
No.
All right. As I go off to the Marcher Express.
As he doesn't even say anything to you, Kilroy, he just stumbles off or north up the main road, not just completely swerving around the entrance to the harbor gate and the palace.
Alright, so I'm like, oh, boy, alright, Bella. And then I hop on the back of Bella. I'm like, follow him.
Grumble, grumble from the bear.
We're gonna stay like 20 feet back, but we're following him.
Yeah, that won't raise a... that will raise no suspicion. You riding your bear in the Harbor District.
I've given you guys an inspiration.
Thank you, Big
As you
Brain.
guys, you're riding your bear through the Harbor District, making your way up as you come forward to this. It's not relatively large, but it's a decent-sized stone building with a sloping roof that comes down, built into the side of the wall. All of the roofs of the Harbor District are similarly slanted, almost as if each one provides cover over the one in front of it. As if in a defensive situation, if they were attacked, you could post archers on all of the roofs and they would be able to cover downward, sloping down eventually into the Ember Flow or the entrance to the Inner Sea, depending on where you are in the harbor. You make your way forward, the familiar sign hanging of the pony riding along with a courier on its back. As you make your way in, and there's a stout lizard folk female sitting behind with like a dagger She's kind of picking out things out of her teeth. Lizard folk, of course, being an extremely rare sight in the city. Yes, what can I do for you?
I have a shield, you know.
I see. Yeah, it's right on your back. You
No,
want
no,
to send
no.
it somewhere?
No, you have a shield. My shield.
Ah, your shield, eh? What's your name? You don't know your name? Come on, Gerard.
Gerard St. Ives.
All right, as she kind of sets down her dagger and exasperately pulls out this book. Last name?
He might be drunk,
St.
but he
Ives.
did give it.
St. Ives. And how do you spell it?
S T dot Y V E S.
Why was there an in there, bud?
As she rests down, she's kind of flipping through a book. No.
It does sound like the desk lady from Monsters Inc.
Shh, don't tell people where I'm getting my voices from, big brain girl.
Mike
She goes
Wazowski.
through. Sorry, don't have a package by name.
Supposed to be here yesterday.
Well, it's not. Better luck tomorrow.
How much money do I have to give you to make it be here today?
I'm not the one bringing it here. I don't know what you mean. I can't make it come any faster.
I put my hand on Gerard's shoulder and I'm like, "Hey,
20
buddy, if
feet
it's
away.
not here, at this point I'm probably here." I was just following at a distance.
No, I'm cool with it. You're here now.
I put my hand on his shoulder. I'm like, "Hey, buddy, if it's not here, it's not her fault. It's the guy you paid's fault. We gotta wait."
Or it could be the rider. You never know. I can send off a letter if you want and see if there's an update, but it'll take a few days to get there, a few days to come back.
Yeah, let's just wait this one out till the morning, buddy.
Just want my shield back.
And you'll have it very soon, I promise.
It's a great disturbance that he finds my shield unworthy. Togric pissed, leaving the sewers.
It's not my shield.
It's better than your shield. It's because it's my shield. That I picked off of some random dwarf. Oh.
Go get another drink, the paladins.
Alright.
Better luck next time.
Put
Thank
the
you,
Mike
lady.
Wazowski in there, I swear to God. It's the perfect imitation.
Mike Wazowski.
Sorry.
That's for you, big brain girl.
Say you didn't file your paperwork, please.
You didn't file your paperwork, Mike Wazowski.
It's perfect.
Got
We
it.
can add an extra voice to your arsenal. Now you have 3.
Yeah, I'm awful at voices, but what I got.
So you don't have your shield. Crime lore.
No. As you stumble your way out of the Marcher Express,
Oh boy.
your
where's
large
he going?
frame kind of mostly being held up by a very strained Kilroy at this point.
Will you just get on the bear?
I mean, how long to the palace?
A little while. Get on the bear.
A little. Are we there yet? 5 more minutes.
I really don't want to. I can walk. See?
I like how-
Give
I
me
like-
give me a dexterity check. Actually, no. I'm sorry. Give me an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics. That's a skill I haven't heard in a while.
This is a skill I have not heard in a long time. 21. She walks a perfectly straight line.
All right. Well then, good luck. I'm getting on the bear.
Although to Gerard, he walked the curviest thing ever, and it came out straight. So. All right.
All right, as we're going to come over to you, Togrick, where are you making your way? I know you left the sewers, and I should say you left the sanctum, and you're making your way up through the sewers. Where are you going?
Let's see. I'm heading towards. I guess I did tell the Sparrow that I would be staying at the Giant Cloud Inn. Or the Sleeping Giant Inn, not Giant Cloud. What the? It's because it was smoky in there, guys. Leave me alone.
Fair, though.
I guess I'll go hole up there, but I'm going to take a quick hop in the sea first. Hold myself to the dock and hop back out.
All right, as you make your way over, jumping into the water, the spray getting up in your face, and it's a bit salty as some of the sailors just don't even, they kind of like look and like laugh a little bit, but they know the stench of the city and swimming on a hot day, and it is the middle of summer, even though it's nighttime, as you kind of pull yourself out, walking up the stone stairs carved into the side of the harbor.
It's a stride, but it's a waddle. So I get myself up there and I kind of brush myself off as best I can before I'll charter a room here at the Sleeping Giant.
All right. As you make your way over to the Giant, at this point it's much later in the evening. As you walk in, the Quetzal Tamer is nowhere to be seen. However, you do see a smashed cage on the floor next to the door. That's all that remains of whatever happened during the end of his visit. As you walk in, and Martel greets you with a wink and a smile. I see you're back, Togrick. Another ale for you, or maybe a room?
Just a room. I've had enough to drink. As I kind
Fair
of point
enough.
to my wet frame at the moment. Alright. So. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Quetzal, by the way.
I've been informed I've been saying it wrong. But this is how many fucks we're given right here. This is
Guild Superior, I'm trying to get a room, man. As I go up to it, and I think it's, 12 worms for a room? I don't remember.
For you, one of my favorite customers, I'll do it for 10.
That means it's normally 8, as I hand him 10.
As he takes your copper and sticks it in his purse, pulling down a key and hands it over to you. You'll want the room in the back, my friend. I mean, the door in the back, my friend. As you walk down the hallway, you're the 4th door on your left.
Alright, so I walk through the hallway and open the 4th door on my left.
Before you leave, he kind of leans in a bit and just word to the wise, I'd lock it.
Yeah. I think I'm part of the reason you have to lock your doors, remember? As I had caused a bit of a fuss last time, actually.
Fair enough.
So I'll go ahead and make sure it's locked behind me, and in fact, if there's like a chair at a desk or something, I'll lean it up against the handle.
All right. As you go back in, it's not the worst room you've ever stayed in, but by no means the best. Wood floors coming around. It's got a bed and a nightstand and a bit of a boudoir, with a mirror and a wash basin near the door. But none of it's particularly nice or opulent or fine, you might say. But it'll make do. As this time you notice you've been put in an interior room with no window.
Probably for the best. So I'm just gonna kind of turn my hammer around and tap the ceiling, make sure there's nothing loose.
Roll me a perception check.
Alright. I've been in shady inns before. I'm not gonna get stabbed twice. Alright. Perception, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. 26. Not bad.
As you're looking around, moving and checking the walls and the ceiling and the floor, you'll realize that the boudoir, while not particularly nice, does have some rudimentary carvings around the sides of the mirror. And as you look through one, you'll realize there's a small hole in the wall that you could just perfectly see the room through the exterior carving, almost as if it's like a small peephole.
So first, I'm gonna look in the peephole, see if there's anyone
Alright.
literally on the other side.
There is no one on the other side. It seems pretty dark, as it's on the interior wall, almost between the wall between your room and another room. As you look through it, though, you do see a similar shining light from a peephole on the other side of the interior wall going into the next room.
So I'll pull out one of the tiny hand crossbow bolts that I've picked up, and I'm gonna write on a piece of paper "fuck off" and pin it through the hole in the wall. So the notes on the other side in the secret tunnel.
Okay.
And
It's not really a tunnel. It's no more than like 2.5 feet wide, just enough for one person to slide through and look around. And as you explore the rest of the room, now your curiosity raised, you don't see any secret entrances, just the peephole.
Okay. Well, I plugged the peephole with a rather angry note. I'm gonna go ahead and lean my hammer against the bed and take off my armor. Takes a little while because the straps are hard to reach, and 25 rounds is an absurd amount of time to take off armor. Anyway, and settle in for the night.
All right. You settle in for the night and laying down. As we're going to come over to Kilroy and Gerard as Togric sleeps for the evening. You guys take your time, Kilroy riding on the back of your bear while Gerard makes his way beside you, past the harbor gate and the foreign quarter, all the way into Ember's Fall, where, as you had just this morning and last night, you're admitted past the gates of flame, the gaping maw of the dragon hanging over the fire, splitting, allowing you to pass. As you make your way into your very opulent chambers that you've been afforded within the Grand Palace of Emberfall. Walking into your antechamber with your separate rooms splitting off, and of course your washroom. The long table filled with all different manner of snacks. It's late, so there's not a dinner here, but there's a few different custard pies and fruit and various other snacks and edibles on the table. A large decanter of wine with 4 goblets set beside it. The fire off in the corner raging again.
Hey, there's your drink, Gerard.
Yeah, that was the first thing I saw. Next to those custard pies, they're looking at me kind of funny.
Do you go over and grab a custard pie?
Sure do.
All right, as you go over and you grab the first one, biting into it, it's very flaky crust lined with like an icing. And the inside is filled with a lemon custard. It's very delicious. It's probably one of the sweetest desserts you've ever had.
I begin to take a bunch of the berries and fruits and pile it on top of the custards as I continue to eat it on top of the custard pie.
All right, as you begin shoveling in these custard pies, each one, I mean, they're relatively small, the pieces. Pouring yourself a bit of wine. The wine is excellent too, as obviously you're being fed from the Duke's own table. Kilroy, what are you doing while he sits down and begins shoveling in these iced pies into his mouth?
I begin doing the same, and Bella just picks up a whole one and just puts it in.
All right, as you guys begin to feast on the wonderful board that's been put in front of you, drinking the wine. It's a dark red. As you go through.
Oh, I'm not drinking the wine. I'm just.
You're
eating.
not drinking the wine.
Yeah.
You're just eating. All right. As Gerard, give me one more fortitude save. This time you will take disadvantage.
As if it matters when you have a plus 15.
Kind of. That's true.
Paladins.
29 with the disadvantage, paladins. As you go through and finish drinking your wine, as you, after maybe, it only takes about 20 minutes before you clear the custard pies from the table.
The only thing with a better fortitude save than a paladin is a dwarf paladin.
I really need more wine. Where do I get more of this wine? As I turn to Kilroy.
Kilroy, you'll remember that there's a small bell near the door that you can ring.
And I go up and ring the bell.
Sorry about that, Fluffs. That means our descriptions are good, though.
Yes. It has made me hungry too. After this, I'm gonna have to go eat an ice cream sandwich after this game. But yeah, there's a small bell near the door that you can ring for a servant to come and bring you more food or drink or whatever you need.
I go ring
I
the
ring the bell.
Gerard,
Nope, dibs.
Gerard kind of pushes you out of the way and goes over to the door. And it's not like a small bell meant to be lightly ringed, but he's just ding, 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 back and forth. Is just quickly, like you hear the rustling of feet coming around the corner as the door kind of quickly opens, not in a burst, but just like a opened with purpose, as this well-robed man with a long cloak coming down, with these very intricate robes on, comes in and takes a deep bow. My lords, what can I get for you? Is everything all right?
More wine, please, sir.
And then I bend, or I kind of jump up to his shoulder. I'm like, he also wants more of the strong stuff.
Not a problem. I can bring that to you. And I see maybe a few pastries. I can see if we have some more in the kitchens.
Yes, custard pies, please.
Problem.
Strawberries. Just strawberries, actually. Strawberries would be fantastic.
Just a moment, my lords, as he bows again and shuts the door behind him. He's gone for about 15 minutes as you guys are sitting around. Gerard getting quite a bit antsy. Before the door opens again, this time he's accompanied by another person, a female this time, with her hair shorn short, slicked back. As you go forward, they walk in. The first one, the one that you spoke to before, setting aside two more decanters in front of you, lined with silver, filled with wine, as he puts another small, this one like a flask almost, that's filled with a light brown liquid, as the female walks forward, as she puts it in a plate, a long platter in front of you with 13 pies, as she leans forward. I'm sorry, my lord, we didn't have any strawberry pies, but we do have blackberry currant.
You know, that'll work just the same. I really appreciate it as I grab one of the decanters of wine and start to drink.
All right. As you fill up the decanter, you fill up the decanter with the wine or with the light brown liquid?
Oh no, I grab the whole decanter that they have of wine. I just start drinking the wine.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, so you're just drinking out of the decanter.
Yep.
Yes, that's correct. That's
You
correct.
animal! As
Although
these
he probably
servants
says
just look at you big
decanter.
eyes.
I can't get drunk enough. Yes, I definitely mispronounced decanter.
Gerard is enjoying his drinking both in and out of game. As he throws back his wine, just drinking out of the decanter, as the servants look at him with large eyes. As Kilroy, you're probably a little embarrassed at this point of your paladin friend who's clearly making a fool of themselves as they back away.
I jump up and smack him in the back of the head with my wand.
The gnomish hammer.
That's not civilized, you animal.
You know, anything to keep the dreams away at night, I guess. It's already hard enough knowing. I don't need to see it every night.
Now I'm sad again.
What's your favorite food, Gerard?
You know, whatever those things are, I don't know. Those things, they didn't have strawberries, but the blackberry ones must be just as good. I think I like blackberries. Just give me one of those things.
As you break into it, and it's just as good, if not even maybe slightly better than the lemon ones.
Oh my god, this is my favorite thing in the world, Kilroy.
Alright, me and the bear. Me and the bear dig in.
These are my favorite. You know, I don't really like the taste of the ale. Just maybe you won't have to sit and babysit me like I'm a child tonight. That'd be nice for just one night. What do you think?
Yeah.
Just
would be.
lie.
Think maybe I can just fall asleep by the fire by myself tonight, Kilroy?
Yeah, you can. So I'll
I'm
be
too
100%.
drunk to roll an inside check.
I was gonna say I'll be 100% honest. I'll let you fall asleep, and then I'm coming to watch you. I don't say that, of course.
I swear to
All right.
Xenades, I swear to drunk, I'm not Xenades.
Oh my god. As you grab a custard tart in one hand and your decanter of wine in the other, as you go over to lay back on the couch in front of the fire and just kind of eat your tart and drink your wine as you stare off into the distance. What are you doing, Kilroy? As he's asked you to not babysit him tonight, as you've had to for several nights now.
I'm going to sit at the counter and start working on a sapphire that I have.
Okay. As you bust out your tools, pulling down your monocle, as you look down at this sapphire that you've been. I think you've been. Is this a new one, or have you been cutting on this one for a while?
This is an uncut one. The last one I nat 20'd on.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me your gem crafting.
Okay. 40.
Jesus Christ.
Man's a master
God.
artisan and he decided to be an
What is-
adventurer.
What is your plus to this? I know, like, gnomes get obscene crafting. 21. God. All right. As you're sitting down here, you're crafting it. So let's see. I need to. It's been a minute since you've crafted. Pull up. All right. So we'll count this as. So you're attempting to work on a sapphire. We'll count this as 2 sessions required of the 3 that are required for crafting with that check. You'll get 2 sessions worth of work, so you'll only need 1 more session to finish your gem. And put your roll for that there. And we'll use that to determine the quality of what you finish.
Alrighty.
All right. As that takes several more hours, you spend at least 4 there as you kind of look up with a yawn and a stretch, realizing that it's now in the wee hours of the morning.
Oh man, how long was I working on that? And like, I kind of like yawn, stretch my arms, and go over to look at Gerard, see if he's passed out.
Gerard is clearly passed out. As you look at him, he's like got his like blackberry tart in his face as he fell asleep, like while like it was like half in his mouth, as he's got blackberry juice running down his chin, and his decanter is kind of like spilled over as wine is dribbled onto the floor.
I'll stay awake for 2 more hours and see what happens.
Okay. As you examine him, sitting there in your trance-like state, casting both detect corruption and detect magic. First, roll me I keep forgetting. Roll me a concentration check when you do that, because you are trying to maintain 2 spells while they're cantrips for a significant amount of time.
Yep.
Natural 20, you're good. As you go through observing him for another 2 hours, you detect not a wisp of corruption on him. No otherworldly or external affectations. As far as you can tell, he's just dead to the world asleep.
Alrighty, so then I have Bella get up and me and her go to the room and pass out.
All right. Togrick, you went to bed first, so we'll come back to you. As you awaken early in the morning, it's not a light that wakes you up so much, but the bustle of the inn underneath and the crowing of the chickens and the other wildlife that's being boarded onto the ships on the waterfront. You can hear the raising of sails and the loud conversation of sailors as they begin to outset on their journeys.
So first I look and see if my tiny hand crossbow bolt is still in the hole there.
It is, as you look through.
So I pull it out of the wall and see if anything additional is written on that piece of parchment that I attached to it.
Nothing has been.
Alright, so I pull out the bolt, stick it back in my pocket, and disregard the scrap of paper I'm littering. I'm sorry, guys. Before, I know that it kind of dawns on me that Gerard had never really drank before, and now he's drinking himself to unconsciousness because he's afraid of his dreams. So I'm going to pay a visit to an alchemist on my way back to the palace.
Okay, is there a specific one that you're looking for, or maybe a specific neighborhood that you're looking in?
Probably on the docks. If I
Okay.
had to guess on somebody who might have something that would do what I'm asking for.
So you'll know, because I'm not going to make you roll for it or anything. You spend a significant amount of time in Emberfall. There's not really any shops per se in the Harbor District or the docks. There's a lot of warehouses and different shipping companies, but they don't normally sell, and like inns, but they don't normally sell from there per se. They're mostly middlemen that sell either to the interior of the city or they buy from the interior city of the city and ship elsewhere. There's not really any shops down here on the docks besides for whatever's on the waterfront, which caters pretty much to sailors.
Fair. So I guess the nearest district to the docks, then, that would have a shop for me.
So as you kind of head into the foreign quarter, making your way past the harbor gate, let me pull up. All right. As you make your way in to the foreign quarter, most of the time you haven't really spent a significant amount of time here. If anything, during your stay, it's mostly been, or your journeys here, it's mostly been a waypoint or something that you've passed through to get to other places. It's by no means a slum. I mean, the rat's nest in the southwestern corner is, but the main portion of the foreign quarter is fine. This is where a lot of trade happens, especially for people that can't get in to the interior portions of Emberfall. Because just like with the exterior, anybody can come into the foreign quarter. You just either have to have a writ from a citizen or be a citizen to access the interior portions of the city. But you really haven't spent a lot of time here as you make your way into the center plaza of the foreign quarter, looking around. Roll me a perception check.
All right. Perception. So is this to see a shop or? Sorry.
Yeah, well, to find a shop and to see what else you notice about the area.
Okay. All right. Sure thing. Perception. 18.
All right. So as you look around, you'll quickly see there's a multitude of different shops here from all over. You will see your alchemist shop that you're looking for. Pretty main, actually. A very nice glass storefront with all different manner of plants growing in the front. And as you see, different vials lining the wall. Looking around, you'll hear the familiar sounds of metal hitting an anvil, as thick smoke churns out of a smithy immediately next to it. You'll see another merchant sitting there, his shop open, filled with all different manner of fine furs and cloth and silks, as a catfolk merchant sits behind there. A familiar long mane, this one golden colored, unlike Alistair's white one, but the stronger Tisiki folk instead of the normal Talaxi catfolk that you see. Looking around, you'll also see there's a very large stone front inn. It's got 4 pillars set up in front of it. And even this early in the morning, it's quite busy as the sketched words in front of it say the last hall. As you look up, you'll notice Leoric is on the top talking to a woman that you've never seen before.
So I'm gonna throw my hood up here. My tattered gray cloak, probably less unusual than my armor. As I'm gonna try to get a little bit closer and see if I can't pick up what they're talking about.
All right, roll me a stealth check.
All right. Stealth check. Okay. 18.
All right.
It's far from my best work, but
As you kind of make your way into the inn, your cloak up, walking around the spiral staircase in the center, going on to the upper floor. It's busy, but for the most part, cleaner than most inns that you've been in, actually. As you come up to the upper floor, there's kind of a circular bar in the center in which there's 2 bartenders there handing drinks in every which direction. You make your way out onto the patio from which you saw Leoric and this woman sitting near the edge, facing the other direction, but where you can still hear them, as you hear Leoric in hushed tones speaking with this woman. As you've gotten closer, you realize that she's an elf, an Eldari elf even. Yes, a high elf. She's got very, very red hair that reaches down into the center of her back. She's got a golden cloak that she's taken off and laid on the chair next to her. As you notice, she's got a brace of daggers coming down her leg on one side and two short swords sitting at either side of her hip. She wears a very tight leather jerkin that comes down, braided and taut fast into the shoulders. You can tell she is extremely. She's not muscular, but she's very lithe. And even just with her movements, talking to Leoric as how she holds her glass or communicates with him, you can tell she knows how to handle herself. Roll me another perception check and an insight to accompany it.
Oh, good. I'm okay at one of those skills. Perception and insight. Alright, so for the perception check, I got a 28. For the insight, I got a 16.
Okay. You can tell Leoric is quite comfortable here, though a bit intrigued. She's definitely tense. Not like in the sense that she's like about to like attack anyone, but she's just intense and uncomfortable. As Leoric's just kind of sitting here laughing, not hiding himself, but very clearly, his hood is down. He's not hiding who he is. As you notice that the chairs around them are empty. There's still people out on the patio, but the chairs and tables immediately surrounding them have no guests. As you just hear him say, "Well, one of these times, Shimnir, you have to tell me where you found it." As Shimnir just kind of, the elf, takes another sip out of her glass. "No, I don't think I will. Why is it any of your business anyway? You know where it is and where it'll be sold." As he kind of leans forward, "I just like to know things. Information pays, and it helps to have a friend in the city, especially one that has as wide of a reach with me. And I'd be nice to have a friend like you, one that knows how to find things." She kind of looks him deep in the eyes before she looks over his shoulder. "Well, first, you might as well invite our guest."
And I act like I was waiting for them to notice me the entire time. Kind of waving my hand. Took you 43 seconds. Here, I thought you'd be a little bit better.
Leoric turns around for a second, shocked, and is like, "Oh, friend Togric, come and join us. This is my friend Shimnir Dar. Shimnir, this is Togric Hammerfist, eldest son of King Torim of the Bladesong clan."
I give him an annoyed look out of my eyes. "Pleased to meet you, Shamir." "Surprised you didn't notice me, Leoric. Maybe you're getting old."
"Ah, you were behind me."
That's a weak excuse.
It's an excuse.
As I kind of look for a way out for a second. I don't do well in conversations like these ones. It sounded like you were talking about something interesting, but I was a little too far away to hear it. Care to elaborate?
No, we weren't talking about anything. Nothing of importance, anyway. As Shimnir, not very good at this game, is just staring daggers at Leoric. Like this face right here.
Seem you've done something to upset your companion, Leoric.
Ah, she's fine. She's just new to the big city.
I see. Well, I hate to interrupt, of course, as I look at her, inclining my head. Can't say I've seen you around here before.
You haven't. I'm relatively new. But it's fine. You weren't interrupting anything. As she kind of stands up, "I was just leaving." Leoric, Togric, as she walks out.
So I kind of lean over. Didn't mean to, block you, bud.
It's fine. I've been struggling to get a meeting with that one for a while.
You struggling to meet someone?
She's pretty antsy, that one.
Wouldn't have anything to do with her being the one who found the symbol of power, would it?
Just because I said she found something doesn't mean she found the symbol of power. Come on now, you know I traverse in all different manner of things.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna
if
roll
you
that
look
insight
around,
check.
it would be best to keep your voice down.
I'm not gonna beat this man and his ability to lie, but a 23 is pretty okay.
Well, this was my roll, everyone. This is a 1,
Mm, mm.
so
Thank you,
I'm
dice
sorry.
gods.
But you know he is lying. Why you always lying?
Seem to have caught you more off guard than I expected, Leoric. Looking at him very knowingly. It's rather unlike you.
Yes, it's twice in 2 days. If you keep it up, I might have to make you disappear.
Just try harder than the last person. That's my only advice to you. Besides, it seems I have a caravan to catch. Excuse me. As I look for that familiar spot of red hair.
All right. At this point, we're going to slide over to Gerard and Kilroy. Yes, that dice change definitely
Yeah.
looked good.
Much
I hate
appreciated.
these dice. I hate these dice. These are actually, I bought these for my friend, but he's not using them currently, so I use them as my backup. So coming over to Gerard and Kilroy, Kilroy stayed up several hours later than you. So even though you drank quite a bit last night, you'll wake up first as you kind of, jerk and rub your face as you feel something wet kind of across your face. You pull your hand back and you see the blackberry juice running down your arm.
And I look over to see if Kilroy's awake or if his door's shut.
His door is shut.
And I yell, Kilroy!
Kilroy, you just hear Gerard like hollering from the other room. Kilroy!
I get up and I run. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? What's going on?
Hey,
As
what are we
he walks
supposed to-
out, he's wearing nothing but like his underclothes. As he just walks out, he's like, "What?
What are we supposed to do today?
Jesus, Greg, give me a heart attack. Ugh. I thought you needed something.
Can't believe you woke up after me. I drank a
Ugh.
5-gallon bucket last night.
I stayed up late working on a jewel.
Oh. What are the plans today?
Meet up with Togrick and see what he knows.
Okay, perfect. As I grab what's left in the decanter of wine and I begin to go at it again.
As you just throw back, there's maybe a 20% of this decanter left, as most of it's been poured out as you fell asleep. As you throw it back, hair of the dog style, just alleviating most of your headache from last night as you kind of set it down and wipe the blackberry juice off your face.
Perfect. Do we know where Togrick is?
As Kilroy's still standing here in his underwear,
That doesn't
just
bother me.
watching you do this.
Where's Togrick?
We might have to talk about that. Let me go change first.
Okay.
To change, you have to
Yeah.
have been wearing something originally, Kilroy.
As
yeah.
you go back in and put on your robes, coming back out, fit and fresh, ready to travel amongst the people today.
Alright.
The people of the castle, of course, washed your clothes from last night as you left them out.
I'm gonna say we're probably gonna have to start where we left off last night, back around the same area as that inn.
So we're going to start at the inn today.
If that's where I think he is, he's somewhere around there.
All right. Let me get my armor on and grab a few things and I'll be ready to go.
Oh, you didn't take your armor off, as you just passed out in it last night.
Well, screw it. Let me grab a few things as I grab the decanter of brown stuff and affix it to my belt.
Oh boy,
Becoming a real
that's what
Alright.
we're gonna have a talk about.
As all of you guys gather together your things, making your way out through the castle and out the Gate of Flames into the rest of the city. making your way back to the harbor district. As we'll swap over to Tagric. As you walk down quickly and make your way out of the last hall, give me a perception.
All right. I almost picked up physical dice. Ah, can't wait till Wednesday. All right, perception.
Yes, our rule is only the DM gets to roll physical dice.
Yeah.
Everybody else will roll in Foundry.
16.
16. So as you look about, for a moment you think you see it before it just disappears into the crowd, and you kind of go out into the center and try to re-find your target, but she's disappeared into the crowd.
So I fake a look of heartbreak for a moment, and as if that was the reason I was following her.
Roll me deception.
Okay. It's basically not great. All right, so deception you had said? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Please, dice. Oh my god. 12. But surely I can draw upon some memories of heartbreak, leaving my family, being the sole survivor of my unit, to try to fake this here. It's a pretty bad attempt, but Oh,
Well,
God.
now, seems like you've yeed your last haul.
Alright, yeah, okay. Understood. Wait, how many of them inspirations
Just
do we
responding
have
to crowd
left?
alerts.
Wait a second. How many of them inspirations?
You guys have 3 inspiration in this game.
Are you guys okay with
By the way,
these?
those of you who are unfamiliar, we do, when you grant them inspiration, which I'm giving it every time somebody does one this time, but eventually moving forward, it'll be like a few people should redeem it before we give one. They share inspiration as a party. So right now you guys have 3 built up.
Alright, so I just used one to get a 14, so completely useless. And, kind of go about my original business, kind of dragging it out, walking a little bit slower, and going towards an alchemist.
Okay. At this point, Gerard and Kilroy, as you guys are making your way south, roll me a perception check as you guys enter the foreign quarter.
Probably just look constipated instead of heartbroken. Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
16.
All right. As you enter the foreign quarter, and then Gerard with his 14, you quickly see Tagric standing in the center of town, the center of the plaza, I should say, looking about. And you're not quite sure what face he's trying to make, but it looks like he's about to take a shit.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm also curious, how is that decanter strapped into your belt, Gerard?
Tucked in.
I have a
guess.
regular belt pouch that I slipped it into.
Oh, it's just in a pouch.
Yeah, I have a belt pouch.
Okay.
Trying to steal his liquor
How
and
much-
run.
How much would you say that decanter weighs, Lance?
I would say no more than a pound, maybe a pound and a half. Silver's a pretty light metal, and it's not gilded.
All right, so I'm gonna
5 pounds.
I'm gonna take one hand while I'm on the back of my bear and tap on Gerard's back, and then use my other hand to point out Togric. I'm like, hey, look, there he is, and then I'm gonna wiggle my fingers, and a little ethereal blue hand is gonna pop up and lift that decanter out and kind of take it away.
All right, Tagric. So, Tagric, you roll me a perception check as you're making your way over to the alchemist. And then, Gerard, how do you react to this?
Well, I mean, I'm not drunk yet. So, I mean,
Tagric, you see all this happen with your 23.
So I see all this happen, and I immediately still press to go to the alchemist, walking a little bit faster now.
Okay.
let me give it.
Gerard,
insider-
do you go reach for the decanter or just let him take it?
I was gonna say, do I notice?
Oh yeah, you for sure notice. He's not being slick about it. It would be like if I was standing next to you and I just stuck my hand in your backpack.
I was using mage hand. That's why I said I wiggled my fingers and an ethereal hand popped up.
Yeah, it's almost like he's standing there and all of a sudden he just sticks his hand in your backpack.
I don't even look at him, and I just slide the decanter back into my belt pouch and hold it there.
I'll get you one of these times, you big bastard.
As you
Yeah,
guys
just
turn
not
around, you
this.
see Togrick has made his way towards a exterior shop. And I'm sorry, Gerard, I did not mean to talk over you. Go ahead.
I just said you'll get me one time, just not this time.
It'll happen. It'll happen. Let's get him. As I start charging forward.
And I move across with Kilroy.
All right. Togrick, as you make your way over to this alchemist shop, you walk inside. The place, as I said before, is very nice and well put together. There's a gnome kind of waddling around the interior of the building, trimming different plants and planting a few others that pays no notice to you as you look behind the main table and you see this. Bye, Sam. As you see this towering female dragonborn, she's wearing these very beautiful this very beautiful vest. It's green with kind of these golden antler horns that come across the chest, coming down into these like leather breeches and these tall boots. She's got dirt a bit over her hands. As you can tell, she's just been going through some of the plants in the back. Oh, welcome to my shop, the Wit and Wizard. What can I do for you? As quickly you hear the bell ring again as Gerard and Kilroy fumble in behind you.
I was hoping you might have something to help get a dreamless sleep.
Dreamless sleep. That's something pretty easy. How strong and how much do you want?
Pretty
I got
strong.
the stuff right here. It's right behind you.
As he holds up a decanter.
Pretty strong that preferably doesn't make you a belligerent ass. As I side-eye Gerard.
I mean, I'm not belligerent.
He's not drunk anymore, but you can tell it's like his eyes are a little bloodshot. He was clearly got very drunk last night. As I've got just the thing for you, as the Dragonborn turns around and she walks out from behind the corner, coming into one of the side alcoves, pulling down a purple vial, very small, no more than 3 inches tall, billowing out into the bottom as she kind of grabs it. And this is just the thing, 2 drops in your evening wine or water, as she sets it down in front of you, and this should put you right out into a dreamless sleep.
Appreciated. What do I owe you?
For the vial, as she kind of looks at you and then looks at your friend, I could spare with it for 200 drakes.
20 gold for this vial?
So, I know
Powerful.
craft alchemy. So, is there a roll I could roll to see how much it actually is?
You could roll a craft alchemy or a knowledge arcana. You can pick one, and I'll accept whichever one you roll. Hey, Macca, thanks for joining us. Macca's one of our friends from Hope for TTRPGs. He runs a D&D stream on Tuesdays called Check These Out. It's pretty good. You guys should look at it if you haven't yet.
36.
36. All right. So this is actually a pretty competitive price for a powerful. If it's a powerful sleep potion, as she says, you're getting a good deal. But even if it's not, that's about average.
Yeah, that sounds about right, as I say out loud.
Okay. As I pull out 20 shiny coins and slide them over the table. Which is
Okay.
about half of what I have right now. That hurts my chest.
As she kind of pulls it together. That'll do. And if you ever need anything else, just remember to come back. We'll take care of you.
Yeah, if you have anything that makes alcohol taste like poison, that'd be great. As I sneer at, Gerard for a second before I tap the vial into your chest. Take this instead of drinking yourself into a coma. It's kind of pathetic, being honest with you.
Hey, we keep wandering around doing God knows what, and I can't deal with any of these dreams by actually handling it because nobody's willing to go there with me. So I'm going to quiet up until we can finally decide that what I need to do is just as important as anything else. So until we can go down there and I can actually save Gregor without anybody, I'm going to suppress him.
If you think for a moment that Gregor would be okay with what you're doing right now, even if it was to save him, you don't know him near as well as I thought you did. And I kind of
Also-
forcefully push it into your chest. Take the vial.
Also, when I chime in, if you think you're going alone, you're wrong. You've got us.
But I have no idea how to dream walk, and I believe Kilroy's looking into it, so give us a little credit, Gerard. Whether you see it or not, we care. It kind of hurts me to get that word out.
Ugh, feelings.
I didn't just part with half of my gold so you could drink yourself silly.
You guys saw what I saw at night.
We all have our demons, Gerard.
Except mine are literal demons.
I'll just let you win the edgy contest for today. Yeah, I suppose you're right about that. Thank you for your time, Dragon Ball. As I, kind of like, we're not doing this here.
Anytime, dwarf.
Well, I didn't catch your name. Kind of whimsical.
The name's the Shara.
Pleased to meet you, Ashara. I'm Togric, this oaf's Gerard, and that's Kilroy. One of the only people I can actually point down to.
Yeah, he's kind of tall.
Yeah, even for a Dragonborn, she's pretty tall. She stands a little over 6 feet.
I'm so terrible with names, I'm not going to remember that. I have to go to a different alchemist shop next time. Alright.
As you guys make your way out of the Witten Wizard into the open plaza of the foreign quarter within the city of Emberfall. Where are we going next? You guys have a few different avenues we could explore. Are we going to look into the auction around the Crown of Emberfall, or are you guys going to do more investigation into the disappearance of the son of Duke Jensen?
Well,
It's a trap.
I'm kind of at a dead end on... Yeah, we saw, I was just ignoring it.
I know.
We have some feelers out for the kids, but we don't know when exactly this auction is. So I think that's a more important avenue at the moment. Not that finding the kid isn't bad, but... Not that finding the kid isn't important, but... if the auction happens and we have an invitation to something that happened a week ago, I'm going to be pretty peeved. So...
That's fair. Figure it out amongst yourselves. What are you guys going to do?
Well, first, I guess I'm going to open this invitation. So I step outside of the alchemist shop, because we shouldn't be talking about this here.
As you guys step out of the shop and you step off to the side, standing in an alley, as you open the invitation, it's very well written. The calligraphy upon the parchment, brilliantly done. As it says, you are cordially invited to a special event held at the manor of Delnakeen Manor. On this day, the 19th of Leaf Fall, in the year 6713 CY.
Wait, isn't it the
As you
17th?
realize, yes, that is just in the 19th. I said right.
Mm-hmm.
That's just in 2 days.
Okay. Woof. Glad we looked today. So we have the location and the time. Did it say what hour? I'm sorry.
As you read down, it does say at dusk.
Okay. So we have a little bit of time for that then. We'll have to decide which of us or all of us are going to be going. I think if anybody should out of our motley crew, it should be Kilroy. Mostly because Alistair wouldn't know what he's looking for. Alistair. Hey, wait a second. We still haven't caught up with him, have we? It's been, what, 2-3 days now?
This would be the third.
Okay. I'm sure it's fine. He's probably busy, but we should probably run by his house later tonight.
If he
So
wanted to talk to us, he probably would have come and seen us by now, especially since We lived in the bar all day yesterday. I figured we would have seen him there. Honestly.
There's a lot of bars. He might have gone one closer to home. If he's still working through all that legal jargon, then you might not see him voluntarily.
So I got a question.
Hmm.
What was the one guy's name that we went to go see with the bird on his shoulder again?
That was
Eldinar.
right?
Eldinar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eldinar did mention a name about somebody in Northridge. I'm pretty sure there was Anna, but we didn't get much else information from him.
Someone in Northridge named Anna, huh?
I don't know.
Anna. Did he give a last name?
Not that I got.
Okay. Well, Northridge is the area outside of Emberfall, correct? The Hornet's Nest
Yes,
at
it's
the moment?
the community. Yes, the community to the north of the city. It's kind of a small village or town almost. This is sprung up on the edge of the northern wall. As many travelers or adventurers that come from the north often can't make it through the Black Gate, as most of the time it's held closed, and so most people run out of coin and stop and settle there instead of making their way all the way around the gargantuan city to the southern gate.
Okay, well, I'd like to avoid kicking that hornet's nest if we can, but so I'm just kind of, while we're talking here, I do kind of scan the crowd to see if I can see any red hair. It's not particularly common from what I've seen of all of our people we've met, so just kind of passively seeing if I can see them again.
Roll me a perception check.
Okay. Alright. Perception, please. Don't roll bad again. So that perception is going to be a 25.
Okay, as you look around, you don't see any red hair. I mean, you see red hair as you look around, but not the elf that you're looking for. You don't see Shinmir, as at this point you can assume she's probably made her way well away from here.
Yeah, I thought so. But we could look into the boy. We've got a few sparrows barking up a few trees, but they think it's the dragon. So I guess we could head to Northridge. See if we can't find this Anna person. We can pass through towards Alistair's home on the way.
Yeah, see what's going on up there while we're up there.
Perfect. Figured it's on the way, might as well stop by.
Sounds good to me. You up for it, Gerard? As I kind of like pat him in the back of the knee.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go. But you guys really expect me not to drink for the rest of the day?
Yeah, I
We
do.
hope so.
You have that now. So when you're ready to go to sleep, 2 and a glass of water.
I mean, maybe I should visit the temple.
Yeah, maybe you should. You've got a few confessions to make, I think.
Confessions are the least of my worries, honestly.
Take the time you need. We'll, me and Kilroy can handle Northridge. Take the day and, meet us at Alistair's at nightfall, alright?
Yeah. As I hand Kilroy the decanter of brown liquid, whatever it may have been.
Togrick will take that from you, Kilroy.
I appreciate that, Togrick.
Sure thing.
And good job, Gerard. I knew
Alright.
you were stronger
So
than
are you guys-
alcohol.
Are you guys making your way north through the city, or are you going like out and around?
Through, because out and around would take all day. So,
All right. So as you hand over the brown liquid as you make your way north through the city, Gerard, as time goes on, and it takes the better part of an hour and a half to make your way up to the Black Gate. Your headache gets progressively worse as you go along without drink, as your hangover returns. As you make your way through the city, crossing the Black Gate, as they don't have a problem letting people out of that way, as you make your way over, cutting through alleys over to Alistair's home, as you cut down one alley, you look down and you see a man standing before you, wearing all black, a club in his hand, as quickly appearing on either side of them are two more of his friends.
Is there a problem?
Wait, who is it with? Me and Kilroy or Gerard?
Oh, so all three of you guys are together, right?
Oh, I thought we were. I guess this is church on the way. I thought for
Or
some
Gerard,
reason
were
we had
you-
to split up.
We were splitting.
Okay, I misunderstood. So it's just you and Kilroy then. As you stand in front with Kilroy right and Bella in the back, as they kind of spread around you. This one, the taller one, a human, looking out at you underneath his raised hood. Two friends appearing by his side. As you turn around and you realize there's a group that is gathered behind you as well. Cutting off the exterior as we're going to go ahead and switch over.
To the combat. Yay! Thanks so much, Big Brain Girl, for the It's a Trap. I
I
appreciate
don't know what
it.
you mean.
This was going to be here the whole
As
time.
they kind of cut you off. This one looking out at you with his long club in his hand.
Oops.
So, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
Had to bring us to the right place because it definitely auto-zoomed into the Alistair token that was left over.
Oh, did I miss a token?
Yeah, very bottom left.
Ooh, I did miss a token.
It's a big combat map.
All right. All right. As you come over and this one saunters in front of you. Are you Togric?
Depends on who's asking.
Yeah, he's got a mouth like they say Togric has, and the other one goes, yeah, and that's the bear. That'll do. All right, well, how about you lay down your arms and we make this easy and you just come with us?
As soon as you tell me what this is about, I'll consider it.
I'm going to press my hand against Bella's back and transfer the wings to my back, just in case anything goes down.
As you pass the wings over to you, it's about your friend Alistair. He sent us over here to say hello.
I'm sure he did.
You know, as odd as that sounds, it does sound like he'd say something. But I don't think he'd send you to attack us.
Oh, I haven't attacked you yet. I simply asked you to come along. Drop your
Surrounding-
weapons and come with us, and we won't have any issues.
Funny story. I don't like to let go of my hammer for just about any reason, but you can take us where you want to take us, or I can bash your skull all over this alley. Kind of up to you.
Ah, it's fine. As you turn around and you realize there's another 5 behind you. Boys, get them! Roll initiative.
So I'm gonna whisper, Kilroy, get 20 feet away from me, in this alley next to us, quickly. And I'm gonna go ahead and roll initiative. Because, I don't want to accidentally hit you with certain spells that need to be cast. You said initiative? Okay.
So, I got 19 and Bella got 8.
6! Dwarf slow.
Second. Alright, let's see. So he got a 15 in the archer. Got a 23. Alright, Kilroy, what'd you get?
19.
Okay. Bella?
8.
Togric?
6.
Alright.
Dwarf not fast.
So we've got our initiative up on screen. It's all right. As we go ahead and go over, as you guys you prepare yourself for combat, girding as arrows begin to flow behind you, attempting to strike Bella from the rear. 25 and 20.
Yes. No.
All right. As the first one will strike Bella with a thump as she just roars, taking 8 points of damage. Roaring in pain out from behind her is just as arrows, one hits her and another one goes right past your ear, striking the building next to you. It is your turn, Kilroy. The thugs beginning to approach you from the front and the rear.
So would you say I'm about 5 feet in the air since I'm on the back of Bella?
Well, I thought you transferred her wings to you.
I did, but I'm still on Bella's back.
Okay.
I was on her back, and I.
Yeah, I'd say you're 5 feet in the air. What I'll do is I'll move you down so you guys are side by side, but really you're on top of her.
Okay, so I immediately fly 20 feet in the air.
Okay.
That'll work.
And then I begin to crackle lightning between both of my hands and throw it up to the sky as a storm cloud begins to rain over all 5 of these guys over here.
Okay, all 5 of them.
Yeah.
So describe your lightning storm. Like, what form does it take?
Whenever the clouds begin to form, it turns gray, and you see a bunch of lightning bolts flashing throughout it as blue lightning begins to rain down on the ground.
All right, as they quickly attempt to roll out of the way, some hiding beneath their shields, others attempting to roll down the alley.
Will save.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. And it is 10 plus half my level plus my modifier, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So what's
And
the DC? I know 2 of the...
23.
Okay. Wow, jeez. So all of them fail except for this one archer here in the back. As they just get struck, unable to get out of the way as they just with lightning.
16 damage to all of them.
Really wish I had my shield right now.
All right, as they just get zapped repeatedly from either side. Coming
Would you
around.
say any of them are on fire?
No.
Okay.
As
Try though.
it's the thug's
Yep.
turn. As you hear, "All right, get in there, boys! What are you doing?" As they begin to rush in from either side. Let's say we'll come in here. As it's a thin alley, as they're unable to get past this. Togrick, one of them is going to try to smack you.
Go for it.
14 is a definite miss. On Bella the Bear, we've got a 17, I believe is a miss.
Miss.
All right, as the 2 in the back begin to try to throw javelin at her. Actually, one will try to throw javelin at her. The other one will try to throw javelin at you. The one against her is a 24.
Miss.
A 24?
Yes.
What's her AC?
25.
How?
I took. What is the one that gives me 2 AC? You can take it multiple times as the evolution.
Oh,
Improved
sweet
natural
action.
armor.
All right.
Yep.
Hey, welcome. Thanks for the raid, guys. Love to have you here.
And thanks for the follow, Brittany. Appreciate
all right. So,
it. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, love it. So as he goes in to slide into you, the javelin the bear just kind of evades it, smacking it out of the way. As the other one will attempt to throw a javelin at you. In 18, I think that it misses you. It's not your touch AC, just your regular.
Just barely.
All right, rough.
It
As he will...
barely misses me.
Oh, barely misses you. As
Yeah.
this one it almost tears a hole through your cloak as it slashes through, putting like a fine hole in there as the javelin whizzes past you. As the captain in the back goes, "Damn it! I have to do everything myself." As he holds up his hands, attempting to lash out at you with a bolt of lightning. I need a reflex save, good sir.
Oh boy. Oh, can I get that inspiration? Or not
Yes, you
one.
can. Oh, that's a crit fail.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So
So you guys have one more inspiration left as a party.
can I use it, boys? I'm gonna take that as a yes.
Togric?
Didn't
Yes,
matter.
use it.
I crit failed again.
Okay, sorry. Ooh, crit fail into the crit fail, as you will take double damage on that crit fail. Let's pull out the giant mountain of D6. I'm just kidding. It's not a giant mountain. As lightning comes up, slashing through the air, piercing into Kilroy, as you will take a whopping 44 points of damage.
Okay. Oh boy. Oh, Ada Hero.
Ada Hero. All right, very, very nice. As you'll come down, the lightning pierces into you. I will let you give me one will save here.
Will save. Mm, 16.
All right, as you're sitting here being shocked by lightning going through your body, you manage to reach out, reaching for Bella as the lightning glances off from you, as I will allow her to take half of the damage that you just took.
Oh, yes. Alright, she takes half the damage.
Whew. Lucky.
Scary. Thank you, Big
Blasted
Tango.
over there. As I'm sorry, Bella. It is Bella's turn, not Togric's turn. I lied. I'm a liar. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Bella grapples the one in front of him. Or her.
All right, roll that grapple check.
34.
All right. It's with the 34. She just turns around, wrapping her giant bear arms and the pincers that come out of her neck around this thing's neck. What are you going to do with it?
It can't attack on this turn. So I'm gonna hold it
Okay.
up like a body shield and begin to run forward, charging through all of them with that person's body.
Okay. Ooh. All right. We'll give a. All right. As both of them manage to, both of the melee ones there manage to push themselves up against the side as you run through, but this archer at the end does not. As you smash him up against the wall, roll me 1d10 plus Bella's strength.
Nice, nice.
Plus 13 damage.
All right, 13 points of damage as you charge forward, smashing the archer in. As you just hear a cry, ah! As he pushes off to the side, as Bella has now burrowed her way into the back. As now it is your turn, Togric.
All right. So, I just a low chuckle. You should have brought more men. As I'm going to go ahead and try to swing at the one in front of me here. Shadow
All right.
coats my weapon, as it almost seems to look like red eyes form on it, like it's alive.
All right.
Mary and Joseph.
The critical failure.
All right,
You
hit me
do
with it.
have the group has. Oh, you're going to keep the crit fail?
Unless that
You have one
inspiration is
inspiration
all
left as the
mine.
party. It's up to you guys.
You can have it.
All right, I appreciate it.
All right, is the party's now out of inspiration?
Worth it. Does the 23 hit?
Did you come over? Yeah, bringing up your hammer coated with this corrupted flame, smashing into your enemy. Roll that damage.
All right, let's see. So that's going to be 42 points of damage.
All right, as you, for those of you that are new, Togric is a Death Knight. We play in our homebrew system within our homebrew world. So everything within here has been made by me and Gunfire, who plays Togric. As you channel your Shadow Strike through your weapon, smashing into the thug, as the shadow just ripples across his chest as he just girds himself trying to prevent the scream of pain as he just stares out at you, blood dripping down his chin.
You have maybe half a strike left. Here's a whole one. As I'll go to bring the hammer down with my second attack here.
Okay.
Let's see. No, I don't think that hits. 14.
As you come down, he's wriggling, he's standing, leaning back and forth, barely standing on his feet. As you bring around the other hammer, smashing into him, roll your damage.
Oh, wow. AC low. Alright, I appreciate it. Alright. So go ahead and roll my damage here. Sorry.
Roll it!
Oh, 28 damage.
Alright, 28 damage as he falls to the ground, just coughing up blood as it spurts down onto your feet, and as he just falls down to his knees, collapsing. As anything else on your turn before we go around to the top of the next initiative?
I take a menacing step forward to this next guy. And that's it.
Alright. As it come around, it's the archer's turn as the one that you blasted into is still holding his side, as he'll take a 5-foot step back, trying to unleash another arrow into the side of Bella with a 25.
Yep.
As it will 4 points of damage. It just thunk as she gets hit with another arrow, as the other one takes another 5-foot step back. This one attempting to hit Bella as well, and a 21 will miss as the arrow just seems to arch over her. Both of them take a knee as they lean down and begin to coat their arrows with a vial out of their pocket. As it is your turn, Kilroy, and the thugs are on deck.
Alrighty, so I'm gonna hit my bear with beams of light. I'm gonna hit Togrick with beams of light. I'm gonna hit
Alright.
myself with beams of light.
So describe that
As I
spell as it
point
comes
out
out.
my fingers, the finger guns basically, and shoot out these beams of light. One hits Bella in the back, the other one hits Togrick in the back of the head, and I'm gonna go ahead and shoot myself with the finger gun.
Alright, as these healing rays come out, touching everyone.
Eight health.
Ah, so 4 for your mans. Okay. I appreciate it all the same.
Did not mean to disappear Kilroy's token. I apologize for that. As you are currently floating 20 feet above the air, smashing out all of these different heals.
I'm
You're
gonna
muted.
use a cantrip here.
Alright, which cantrip?
I just saw it. I'm gonna shoot a flare right into or right over the head of Bella to blind the archers and everybody around her.
Alright, as you shoot out just this arc of light, droops over before landing in front of the thug that Bella has grasped as it explodes with a blinding flash. So both of the archers, the thug that she has grappled has disadvantage failed. The one behind her did not, however, as he guards himself against the light. But those will be stunned for 1 round.
Alrighty, and then I fly another 20 feet in the air.
All right, as you are now 40 feet up in the air, surveying the battlefield, roll me a perception check.
19.
At this point, as you are 40 feet up in the air, you can almost see over the city. As you look out, you realize from one of the towers that line the wall, one of the Blood Knights
Looks like we lost Soltar's audio
It's-
there.
flies above Emberfall as he begins to mount it, almost as if he's going to come out of the tower at you.
Oh, Togrick, we got a problem. Blood Knight.
You're flying! We don't... Actually, wait, we can use this. Land!
How
Sorry, am my voice coming through okay? Sorry about the trouble here, guys. It looks like we're having a little bit of trouble with the sound at the moment.
On Bella on the back end, as this one comes forward and tries to take a swipe at you, Togric. But at this point, they're just kind of surrounding Bella the bear, just trying to beat on her. As will a 22 and a 24 work?
Nope, neither.
All right. As both of them go around seeming to trying to bash into her, they're hitting her, but it doesn't seem to like get through her massive layer of fat. As they'll come around. Hit you.
Sorry about that. What was that?
Does a 22 hit you?
It would if I didn't just cast shield right now.
All right. As you raise up your hand, this violet barrier seeming to raise in front of him as the blow deflects off of it. As the captain looks at you, he'll take a quick 5-foot step back,
I got a
pulling
10-foot
out
weapon.
his sword from his hand. As he's going to reach out, he doesn't know this, as he's going to try to cast lightning bolt at you, and within range that would also hit one of his allies, two of his allies, and Bella. But since he's casting within range, you'll get an attack of op.
All right, I will absolutely take it to the bank. Any chance for free damage, and hopefully not taking a lightning bolt to the face. All right.
Don't crit fail.
18 hit him? I don't think so, but you know, man can dream.
And 18 does not hit him as you go over, you try to slide him, he just dodges backwards, the lightning bolt comes crackling out, as I'll need a reflex save from Togric and Bella.
Alrighty. Reflex save.
16.
16 as well.
Alright, both of you guys will fail. The one that Bella has grappled crit fails on his disadvantage, and the one behind Bella will pass. So the one you have grappled, will take double damage, you'll take full damage, Togric will take full damage. As this lightning bolt comes whistling through in the confined space, you're unable to get out of the way as you're struck with this lightning, taking 5, 10, 14, 15, 19 points of damage.
Woo.
As the one you have grappled just collapses and just fried, his skin blackened.
Bella keeps holding on to him. I have a reason.
Okay. As this captain from back just unleashes this lightning on you all. Bella, it's your turn, and Togric, you are on deck.
Alright.
With this dead, fried, limp noodle body, she slings it as hard as she can to the left into the guy standing next to her.
Give me an attack roll with disadvantage. But I'm giving you an inspiration for your ingenuity. I don't even need the chat to suggest it. You get an inspiration.
D20 plus it is 12. 17.
Let's see. 17. As you come around, you will miss him. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just what was your
I
second
have
one?
to do it again. Sorry.
Don't crit fail.
17.
All right, 17 on both. As you come around, as he just kind of ducks down low, as you come over his head, the dead body smashing into the building on his side as it begins to split off into pieces. This disgusting, gory scene.
I'm gonna have her roar as that happens.
Give me an intimidate.
What is her? Okay.
And because of the circumstances, since she just split this body, you could take advantage.
Okay.
Perfectly reasonable reaction. I'd be pretty afraid if I was just gonna ambush some dudes in an alley and they had a bear.
Right?
20, not that.
All right. As they begin to look at you, fuck Fuck this shit, man. We've got to get out of here. I can't. Look at it's a bear. You see what he just did to Joseph? As the archers will begin to run. And so will the one that you just missed, but you can take an attack of opportunity on that one.
Okay. And then the other one can't run past Bella, can he?
He cannot.
Rockin' hard place, that guy.
Not 20.
All right. Roll that damage, son.
One D8. So
All right.
18.
Slicing in, dealing 18 points of damage. Her claw and pincer just ripping across this thing's chest as he just falls over, his entrails coming out as he hits the ground. As Bella just lets out this guttural roar. As Togric, it is your turn, and then we're at the top of initiative. As all that's left in front of you is this man that's been barking out the orders with long chainmail and a sword in his hand that's been casting out the lightning bolts. And then, of course, in between you is this other thug who's kind of standing here, now a bit shaken as he's seen all of his friends fall.
So, as I'm looking over at this captain fellow, which hand does he hold his sword in? Left or right?
He holds his sword in his right hand, and lightning crackles now in his left.
So you seem to be left-hand dominant. Interesting. I wonder if that applies to your legs. As I step forward and bring a vital Shadow Strike coated hammer towards his kneecap.
Oof, big rough. Roll your attack.
Right. And I do aim for the left kneecap, dominant side. Alright, assuming I can hit anything. Broadside of a barn would be nice. Alright, let's see here. Gonna go ahead and, yes. Alright, 28. 28 hit?
All right. As you definitely hit, smashing down into his knee.
Roll all the dice. 50? Wow, 50 damage even.
Holy. As you come down, smashing into his knees, he drops down to one knee, just oh! As he's just holding his knee, looking down at you. His knee at this point kind of jerks sideways, almost as if it's like busted. As his leg is coming down straight, and then the rest of his lower leg stretches out to the side as he's just screaming in pain, looking up at you with murderous eyes.
You've still got one good one, and I look over at the other melee guy to my left, over my shoulder, and give him a wicked smile as I bring down my hammer on the other kneecap.
All right, roll the attack.
All right.
Since he is down on one knee, you can take advantage.
I appreciate it. All right. So does a 24 hit?
A 24 does hit.
All right. So I'm going to do, I don't have my spell empowering it, so it's just standard damage here. Trying not to kill this guy if I can get away with it, but we'll see.
As you bring down your other attack, striking into him, he just begins to cough as blood spurts across as he just passes out in front of you. You're not sure if he's dead or unconscious. As the one next to you just takes one look at just how you obliterated his captain and takes a step away before turning around to run.
So I'll yell after him, I wonder which side's your dominant side.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
You're fine. As he's running back, I wonder which side's your dominant side.
As you go to smash into him, roll your attack.
Yeah. Alright, attack of ops are my favorite kind of attacks.
This is very true.
Nah, he gets away.
All right. On the critical failure, I'm going to need a D100, please.
Just roll it on the table. Alright, D100 you said?
Alright, I'll roll it for you then. Yeah, I got it. It's fine.
Alright, that works. Mundane armor is destroyed.
Alright. As you come around, your hammer reverberating in your hand for the first time, unwittingly, spikes begin to come out of either end of the hammer as it throws you off balance. You've never had this happen before, but out of your stone hammer, your ancestral hammer of your family, it reverberates from magic bouncing between your hammer and your armor as spikes reverberate out of it as you fall forward, smashing into your own armor, as there's a quick flash as the runes on your armor glow, and then they dissipate. The runes are still there, but they're no longer glowing like they were a second ago.
As I'm just grumbling and fucking trying not to scream on the ground here. What the hells was that? As I stand up and look around.
So as you look around, all of the enemies are destroyed, besides for the one sitting here in the middle. And as you look around, he looks back and forth at you and at Kilroy and at Bella, and he's like, "Forget this! I'm out of here!" As he attempts to run down the alley. But of course, Kilroy, it is actually your turn.
Double movement all the way down to the ground.
Okay, so as you come down, he's running towards you. He's attempting to go down a side alley. What are you going to do?
I'm going to,
Dynamic entry.
as I'm coming down, I'm gonna grapple onto his back and cast grease under his feet at the same time. As I hold my hand out, there's some oil that comes out of my hand and just spews in the ground, and I'm like monkey gripping his back.
So he's in abject terror as you comes down. We'll give him the reflex save for the grease as he just trips and falls down to the ground, turning around as you're flying down top of him. Don't hurt me! Don't hurt me! As he pulls out a knife, and as he looks at you, and he looks over at Togric, he's going to try to stab himself. Give me a grapple check to try to stop him.
Oh, that is not my forte on
Yeah.
this character. All right.
You never know. You never know.
Well,
All right. As you come flying down close, you do manage to grab his hand as he's attempting to plunge it into his chest. Give me a opposing strength check as Togric turns around and tries to run towards you.
Togric, help!
I'm trying, but I'm slow.
I have nothing to add on to this. 18, please, for the love of God.
As you pull it out, you manage to throw the knife away as Togric, you come over running towards this situation. Is this person is obviously much stronger than Kilroy, but somehow he's barely managed to keep a hold on top of him.
Color me
I
impressed.
can't do this much longer. Ah.
So I very carefully line up my hammer for a golf swing and tell the guy to stop moving. Since he's on the ground at the moment, you can tell where I would be swinging.
As he just stops moving and just stares at you, making dead eye contact. Do it, as he allows Kilroy to get off. There's nothing you can do to me that was worse than what the dragon will do.
See, that's funny. You already gave me what I was asking for. As I bring my hammer up and over my shoulder and into his face.
As you just slam down, splattering his skull across the ground.
I lean against an alleyway and kind of touch at my wounded armor and scorch marks from the lightning. You okay, Gilroy?
And as you just see me glowing more and more pink as time goes on, I'm starting to feel a little bit better.
Glad to hear it.
As these rays continue to emanate out of Kilroy as he continues to heal the party.
I need to check on something as I walk over to the fallen captain to see if he's still breathing.
Alright, as you walk over to him, leaving Kilroy behind, standing over this dead body with Bella, give me a medicine check.
Ah, yes. I'm so good at this skill as a very heal-focused Death Knight. Alright, medicine check? Sure thing. 4.
For you have absolutely no idea. This is not your area of expertise.
I have a way to find out without having to do this check. I'm literally just going to close his nose and hold his mouth and see if there's any resistance. Do I feel breath?
As you come down, you have no idea if he's breathing. As Kilroy, you kind of turn the corner,
I'm
and you
scratching my
see
head.
this dwarf down here holding his nose, trying to feel for breath. As you realize that with the amount of devastation that's been done to this person's body, all he's going to do now, if this person is alive, is kill him anyway.
You're gonna kill him if you keep doing that.
I'm
If
trying to
he's not
see if
already.
he's alive. As I turn.
Yeah, if you should have just asked me as I come over.
So, for those of you guys who aren't aware, Togric is a straight Death Knight as a class. For those of you who are new, remember everything here is homebrewed, system and world. Kilroy is a cross class. He is a conjurer, which is a mage that solely focuses on summons, and a priest.
Yep. So that's why
I'm
he has that
assuming I have-
ridiculous bear.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I have no clue with a 9, so I'm just gonna lay my hands down and be like, "Well,
Can't heal a
You're
corpse.
pretty sure he. You're pretty
Yeah,
sure
I'm gonna-
you think he's dead, but you're not sure. He could be barely. You don't know.
I'm gonna put my hands down and be like, well, if he is dead, this won't work," and try to cast Cure Wounds.
It's a good way to do it, actually. I can't heal a corpse.
Okay. As you come down into it, the light kind of fills his body as you just hear. As
I'll
for a
take my
moment, his
wand.
eyes open, and then they shut.
I take my wand and I tap him in the forehead. I'm like, "You better get up," as I create water over his head at the same time.
All right. So you're pretty sure that he's unconscious.
So-
As he's not moving, though you can roll me an insight or a medicine check.
I have a better plan. I lean in really close to his ear and I said, "Did you know there's 206 bones in a human body? And I can break about half before you die." Wake up as I clap right next to his ear.
He opens his eyes as he looks at you.
For the
Promise to
record.
kill me quick.
Absolutely. You answer a few questions, I can do that for you.
As I begin to
He kind
look
of
up
looks
and
over. Go ahead.
as I begin to look up and see if that red knight is still coming this way.
Now that you're on the ground, you see it. It's kind of flown over. It's black, elongated, horrifying wings flying as it's curved back towards the tower. Now that you're no longer flying, you remember, of course, they only patrol the skies over the city.
That was a close one.
Yeah. That wouldn't have been any fun.
Well, oh no, not at all. As you look over at Kilroy and Togric, as all these bodies, the captain's looking back at his slain comrades. At this point, if I return, the dragon will kill me anyway. Promise to do it quick. Then at least they can say I fell with my friends and they won't take vengeance on my family.
Yeah, I can do that. You
Make
mentioned
it look like it happened in combat.
you're asking a lot. Quick and in combat? Yeah, I can do that. Wouldn't be the first time. I shrug my shoulders.
Ask me whatever you want.
You mentioned Alistair sent you. I'm assuming you have him captured somewhere or something like that?
We did.
Did he escape you?
He tried to break out. Him and there was a girl there and God, a young one. I think I remember her name was Sarah. He tried to break out with them, but
As my
the mouse
eye
didn't
snapped.
like that too much.
My eye snapped to him because I remember this little girl from over a year ago. What did you do with her?
No, I didn't do anything with her. Put a knife through your friend's throat, though.
So there's just a tiny flare of corruption for a second.
I just fall silent.
So he's dead, huh? And
Aye, he is.
was it the dragon or someone else?
It was the dragon's men.
Anyone in particular?
The mouth of the dragon had it arranged.
You got a name?
Name.
He kind of looks back and forth, looking at you, and then looking out at his dead men. And you'll make it quick.
You answer
Yeah.
quickly, that's the death you're gonna get. Yeah.
His name's Calzad.
Kilroy, write it
Location.
down. I have a new list.
And then I'm
Roll
gonna say
me.
location.
Actually, as you think about it for a moment, you remember that was Alistair's brother's name.
That sick, stupid son of a bitch is the mouth of the dragon.
And I'm gonna say location, and I'm gonna have the bear get up in his face, or it's gonna be slow.
Hey, hey, okay. I know he had. I don't know where he is now. I don't know where his main base of operations is. I know that he had him stored out in the harbor district in a warehouse or underneath one of his warehouses. Okay, I can tell you which one. The girls might still be there, but I mean, I know they threw Alistair's body into a river.
At this
I
point, I
punched the
look at
stone
him.
next to
No, no,
his
no.
head.
At this point, I look at him and I hold up a spear of light and throw it right into his face. And I look at Togrick. I'm like, "We need to go now."
Give
As
me a
the
sec.
spear just pierces through, he's just.
And I leave a couple of cuts before I bring my hammer down on his leg again, making sure that bone's busted, so it looks like he fought. We knew he was gonna get himself killed. But doesn't
And then
hurt
I
any
lay him
worse.
down. That way, it doesn't look like he's sitting up against a wall.
Okay.
We knew he was gonna get himself killed, but I figured it'd be when all of us went down. Stupid jackass. Come on. Least we can do is save, if I'm right, Elaine and Sarah.
We need to
Let's-
save the girl. She's been through so much.
Yeah. Do we tell Gerard?
Where we need the backup. And who knows, he might be able to turn drinking into killing bad guys instead.
It's not really the greatest replacement, but sure, what's the harm? We'll have to wait on the Northwards lead. You have to take care of this now.
I agree.
I'm gonna strangle that stupid dwarf bastard if it's the last thing I do. I mutter some dwarven curses as we turn our way towards where Gerard's Temple of the Oathsworn is. Temple of the Light.
All right. So normally at this point I would come back to Gerard, but I don't want to start this moment with Gerard and his temple right now. As normally we stop at around 11. So we are going to go ahead and stop here with our playthrough for the day. Make sure you stick around though. We are going to raid another channel today. So get yourself some points, channel points, so that way you can stick around and affect more of the stream next week.
And I know
Thank you for the raid, Hard Knock Dice. Go ahead.
Didn't mean to cut you off there. I'm sorry about that. I know we do have
Go
a few
ahead.
new faces here. We are going to do a short little Q&A that we always do after a stream. So if you guys have questions about our homebrew system or some of the classes, anything like that, we'd be happy to take them just then. And yeah, absolutely stick around for the raid. Get a few extra channel points. Maybe put them towards our community goal. Big shout out to Barbie, by the way. Thanks for all the bits. Really appreciate it.
Yes, and thank you, Hard Knock Dice, for the raid. We definitely appreciate it. Like we said at the beginning of the stream, they're a great friend of ours that we met through the Hope for TTRPGs program. They do start streaming right before us on Mondays, so make sure that you check them out. If you're someone that's looking for D&D before we start, they're online, and they've got a pretty good game over there. So make sure that you check them out as well. But yeah, we're going to stick around and we'll answer some questions for you guys if you have any before we go ahead and we get our raid going. Remember, of course, we'll be back on Wednesday live at 8:30 p.m. Central. We are doing a giveaway this Wednesday. of a 6-month subscription to World Anvil Master Tier. That World Anvil is an official sponsor of this channel. We're very proud to say that. If you are somebody that homebrews your worlds, World Anvil is an excellent world building platform. It's great from a player or a viewer point of view. You can make it really easy in a wiki style for others to view. Not only that, but they give great prompts. It really helps you flesh out your world. So it's great.
Thanks for the contribution to
We're
the.
definitely glad to have them here.
Yeah, sorry about that. Definitely appreciate our sponsors. Thanks for the extra dragons to the Special Dream Challenge. The Special
Also,
Dream
thank you,
community.
Big Brain Girl, for saving my ass. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, you were gonna get cooked. We were gonna have fried gnome for dinner. Jeez.
Yeah, if you are someone that's new to the stream, check out our redeems. They are highly interactive. We really try to keep the game as interactive as possible, where there's different things like being able to proc,
Well,
proc
now, seems
random
like
encounters,
you've
being able to
yeed your
give
last
advantage or
hole.
disadvantage, being able to activate traps. There's a lot of different things. Cool redeems like Nilla Gorilla just streamed. That's actually his recording. We've got some cool audio redeems in there. Nilla Gorilla, of course, for those of you that are new, was the one who played Alistair, who did die last week. Nilla Gorilla is, of course, leaving us on deployment, so we definitely appreciate him and his service.
Sorry to steal your thunder there, Gerard, right at the end. Dragged you out for a minute.
Backpack attack! Whee!
Oh my god. Pack attack. The extra re is what kills me. Didn't need that in there, man. Ruin the pack attack.
No, that's why I specifically picked that one. He
He
sent me like 8 of them.
Yeah. So, God bless.
Loved it.
Pack's a character in the Wednesday game Ruins of the Old World. So if you're wondering where that one comes from, that's where that is. So,
Make
but
sure you come back on Wednesday and check it out.
absolutely. And thanks, Gerard. Thanks, Kilroy. Appreciate playing with you guys. It's a lot of fun. We're gonna go ahead and go over to our Q&A, and we have a lot to look forward to on our next session. Possible vengeance for Alistair, and apparently a pretty big moment with Gerard, which I'll be happy to see. So, all right. Moving us over now. Bye, guys.
Deuces.
All right.
Vengeance for Alistair!
Yes. Yeah. It's not really sunk in yet. We'll get to explore that a little bit next session. So, a lot of fun.
Yeah. So for those of you guys who are new, from Hard Knock Dice, or just tuning in, me and Gunfire we do put together this program. It's completely homebrewed. Everything from the system to the world, so all of the classes and races are unique straight up from the beginning. As we go through, Togric, you're a Stoneborn Dwarf Death Knight, which is your prototypical dwarf. And then we have a gnome Conjurer Priest, and then of course we have Gerard, who is our human paladin.
Yes, and normally I play humans, alright? So this is the one time I'm playing a dwarf, and it's a whole different ballpark. So, but how many races do we have now, Zoltar? Like, let's see, 14 or 15 mains.
We have 20 different homebrewed races.
Yeah. And then each of them are
so
getting
there's
separate.
like 12. Yeah, there's 12 core races, and then they each have like subtypes for a total of like 20 different subtyped races.
Thanks for the bits, Barbie. Appreciate it. Oh, man.
Lots of bits today. Loving it, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Barbie's trying to get that number 1 on the bits.
Well, she did already take the gifted subs, so just racking up the
That's
number
true.
ones. Appreciate it. But yeah, Erdar is both the name of the world and the homebrew system at the moment. We're still making tweaks here and there, but we're really happy to be able to actually get it to a play testing area. And Barbie, again, thanks for the support. Appreciate it. We see you in the chat. Love all little emotes at the bits. That's awesome. So. And you got your new emote, so congratulations. I actually went out and bought a ton of Dr. Pepper just for it, so... I mean, just for it, but you know what I mean.
Yes. We had the chat declared last week that Gunfire was the Dr. Pepper waifu because we drink so much Dr. Pepper on stream. So we have our DP waifu emote. And we like to say that Dr. Pepper is our unofficial sponsor.
Yeah, unofficial. We do have to stress that for now. The dream, one day. Send me a crate of Dr. Pepper every month. I will drink it.
Yes. Well, it doesn't look like we have any questions in the chat, so if we want to, let's go ahead and get a raid going.
Absolutely.
Let's see if we can find. I don't see any streamers online that we know that are at least playing Dungeons and Dragons right now. So let's find a relatively small streamer and let's raid them. Though I'm not going to do what I did last week, and we're not going to raid a rerun. I promise we're not going to do that.
Barbie, can I add a suggestion? You can list it here. We actually do have a new channel on our Discord for suggestions, if it's stuff about the game world, but you can absolutely post it here and see if we can address it. But yeah, if you ever have, a harebrained thought or something like that, just drop one over to our Discord. Drop it in the suggestions box. We're in that thing all day, every day. So, link should be in the chat right now. But yeah, if you want to go ahead and put your suggestion here, we'll at least take a look at it. While we're doing that, I do want to shamelessly plug, we'll be having another stream tomorrow. I believe we have my variety stream. I think I'll be taking a crack at Hades again, but we'll see. And then Zoltar, is the Valheim stream happening tomorrow, or?
We're going to try to do Valheim. It depends on how many people I can together, because I don't want to stream it solo. If not, then I'll take a crack at another Final Fantasy VII speed run. I did beat my personal best yesterday, so I was very excited.
There you go. And then on Wednesday, the following day, starting at about, I believe at 8:30, we'll be starting with the next episode of Ruins of the Old World, where Zoltar will be playing. So.
Yes, I'm excited. And if you want to get into our homebrew system, that's a really good one to start at, especially with the story. This is only going to be episode 4, so it's going to be a lot easier to catch up on than Fall of Illidion.
Absolutely. Can we add a redeem for a side quest? Tell you what, we might not make it a redeem, but absolutely use the suggestions channel, and we might, if we really like it or we have some time, something like that, we'd be happy to at least integrate some of the content. I mean, it's really great to get that kind of thing from our chat. I mean, that's how I feel about it. You, Zoltar?
Oh, 100%. I love it. I think it would be a bit rough to use it as a redeem and integrate it while we're telling a cohesive story. But if you've got a really good idea for a side quest, drop that in, or you've got a side quest or characters, make sure that you drop that in the Discord. We will use it. We're trying to make this as interactive as possible. I know we're trying to do lots of cool things in terms of the community challenge with Gerard's Dream going on right now. Those of you who are new to this campaign, because I know we got raided today, Gerard's been having weird dreams in terms of having visions of his mentor who's currently being tormented in Rancor. At least he thinks he is, whether that's true or not. And so if the community challenge is met, we'll have a very unique dream. That'll be pretty cool. We're also doing other things. I know we're going to be looking into doing guests for the Monday game. I know we've got a few lined up coming forward. Yeah, Demorbid Barbie, I know if you're interested in playing with us, we are going to look to take on a few viewer guests. That's going to be something that we'll do for those of you in our Discord. Make sure that you join if you want to play. All that we ask is that you have a webcam and an internet connection. And really trying to get the chat involved. We'll put that in the Discord for those of you that are interested. Then we might raffle it on stream, however we do it, and that might last from 1 to 2 sessions depending on how it goes.
All right. Yeah, again, thank you very much for the raid. We really appreciate that. It's great to see some new faces in the chat, and seeing how you guys like our content really means a lot to us. It's a huge reason on why we do this, is getting that viewer feedback. So.
Yeah.
Let's see. Did you merch? We're not quite there yet. I know jokingly people talked about getting a Dr. Pepper can on a body pillow. But I think we probably get
They wanted you drinking a Dr. Pepper can on a body pillow.
I remember it just being a can of Dr. Pepper on a body pillow. That's what I remember. I remember nothing of the sort. And I'm sticking with that. So, we'll think about doing merch in the future, but Pack on a Shetland pony might be a good one. In fact, we'll have the character art up on the Wednesday game, so it'll be scrolling through while we're playing, so you can take a look at all the different characters. I think, did you end up finding someone we should be rating tonight, Zoltar?
Yeah, I've got one. As we'll kind of go through and get a raid started. because we're gonna send you through. It's not someone that I've seen before, but we're gonna give it a go.
Make sure it's not a rerun. We're not doing that again.
I already know. As I've got the raid thrown up, make sure that you join the raid so that you get some channel points. If you haven't followed already, make sure that you follow so you don't miss out on any of our content coming up. With that being said, thank you for the raid, Hard Knock Dice. We appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and send you over. Have a good one, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow or Wednesday.
Yep. See you on the next one. Come check out the variety stream. I'd love to get some chat interaction. Have a nice night, guys.